But our leader is very much in control of this, you would think. Very good second half of the race. And got everything working nicely. Everything seems to be quite symmetrical. Arms and legs, not overly working those legs, but doing enough to keep a sizable amount clear of everybody else. So last 50 for our leader, who might eventually be our winner, probably is now. Molly Fisher with about second half or thereabout advantage over Hannah Brown. Summer Thomas third, Madison Turner fourth, Iona Logan in fifth place. And whilst they're trying to come back at her, I think they've left it too late. I think anybody's going to catch Molly Fisher now. She's entered on the 4:50, so keep an eye on that clock at the bottom side of your screen. And I think we're looking at a sub 4:50 here. We are definitely looking at a sub 4:50. Question is, how big could that win be for Molly Fisher? How big an advantage? How big of an improvement? 4:45 is the answer. 4:45.45 for our winner, who wins it by a couple of seconds in the end over Hannah Brown. And third going to Evie Dilley, our Middlesbrough 12-year-old, going from a 4:52 down to a 4:48. On to heat number 7 then, of the 400 freestyle for girls 11 to 14 years age group. And if your swimmer is in this race, I will name them. Coco Soden of Borough Stockton, Leah Schlossen of City of Leeds in 1. 2 is Ashley Bailey, City of Sheffield. 3 is Freya Johnson, City of Leeds. 4, Ella Stabler of York City. Bethany Crump of Grimsby in 5. 6 is Georgia Robertson of Tynemouth. Another Tynemouth swimmer in 8 is Millie Fenton. And lane 9 is Laura Empson of Rotherham Metro. That is your 0 to 9. Now, we've all got we're actually on a cyclically seeded heat here, and they are all very close time-wise. 4:47 up to 4:50, so there's not much really between any of these. This could be a blanket finish if the entry time's ready to go by, but we've already seen this morning some people making huge improvements. Molly Fisher, for example, last heat, 4:50 her entry time, 4:45 is where she finished, nearly 5 seconds better than her entry time. Jasmine Campbell making the early pace from Tynemouth in lane 7, Coco Soden in 0, Millie Fenton in 3rd place in lane number 8, but no sizable break yet. Top 4 all pretty much in a line. There's another 4 behind. Early stages of the 400 freestyle heat number 7. Separated out right across the pool, as you can see, the swimmer in lane 0, Coco Soden of Borough Stockton, is in contention, but she's not leading. Leader is in lane 4. Ella Stabler of York City. Jasmine Campbell is about 3/4 of a second behind. Coco Soden 3rd. Bethany Crump 4th, coming up towards the halfway stage of the 200 freestyle for girls, 11 to 14, 400 freestyle heat number 7. Get an idea what's happening at the other end of the pool in a moment. There's nobody in there. Nobody in there at all. There they are, finishing at the other end. And Ella Stabler, 2:18.49, so about a second advantage over Jasmine Campbell. Coco Soden in 3rd place, Millie Fenton 4th, Freya Johnson. Look how tight that is, though, between those off the front of the field. You can see visibly there, it's about 5, 6 in a line, all trying to catch the York City cap of Ella Stabler in lane number 4. And coming closest to doing that is Jasmine Campbell of Tynemouth in 7th, probably about a couple of body lengths between our leader and 2nd place with 150 to go. 250 split. Gap is about 2.5 seconds between Stabler and Campbell. She's got a bit of an advantage over Bethany Crump, and then there's a whole group of them together. But This is really positive swimming this morning from quite a few of these girls, and here's another example of it. Ella Stabler of York City is increasing that lead and looking very good. I'm really encouraged by what we're seeing from our 400 freestylers here. Of course, we have a great tradition, the Joe Jacksons and Rebecca Adlingtons and Sarah Hardcastle, going back a long way. 400 freestylers female in this country have been strong. We had Rebecca Cook for a while. It's world-class 400 freestyler. And Jazz Carlin, of course, winning a medal, winning 2 medals in Rio, 400 and 800. Just a couple of years ago, now doing open water, but we're looking for those, not necessarily for Tokyo. These won't be ready for Tokyo, but they will be ready, hopefully, for Paris in 2024. Maybe one of those names we'll be talking about then is Molly Fisher, because by then she'll be 19. 4:05.46 for Stabler. Big lead over Bethany Crump now. So now we start to look to see what kind of time she could do. 4:47 is her entry time. Well, it's going to be substantially inside that. And then there's 4 all trying to get close to her, but nobody is going to get close to her because she's winning this by a distance. And so they're all entered on relatively similar entry time. So this is a very quick time. Now I say 4:47 is her entry time. 4:47.08. She'll be around about 4:40. Yes, she's on 4:40. 4:40.80. Terrific time. Really good time for our winner. Second place to Bethany Crump. And third place to Jasmine Campbell. 4:40.80. That's a sizable chunk. That's nearly 7 seconds she's taken off her entry time. Nearly in the 4:30s. 4:40.80. Terrific stuff from Ella Stabler, the 14-year-old from York. And not bad from Bethany Crump either. In second place with another improvement. Right, on to heat number 8 of the 400 freestyle for girls. Kiddiest Hodgson of City of Leeds in 0. 1 is Evie Barber of Grimsby. 2 is Lara Thompson of City of Leeds. Grace Conroy of City of Sheffield in 3. Ella Took of Tynemouth in 4. Amelie Turner, City of Leeds in 5. Alexandra Woodhead of Borough of Kirklees. Her teammate Emily Brooke in lane number 7. 8 is Neem Carroll. And 9 is Izzy Winter. That is your 0 to 9. Ella Took is, on paper, about 5 seconds quicker than anybody else in this field, so it would be a surprise, I suppose, if she wasn't to win this. Amelie Turner on 4:34. Just going back over that previous heat for Ella Stabler. Yeah, 6.2 seconds, is it? Yeah, actually more than that. Yeah, nearly 7 seconds better than she's been before. So Ella Took at the front of the field, 1:05.75, so a second clear at the moment of Izzy Winter. Grace Conroy in 3rd, Amelie Turner 4th, Alexandra Woodhead in 5th. This has got all the makings of quite a tight race, especially with Ella Took and Emily Brooke going pretty much stroke for stroke here. Now, Emily Brooke on paper is something like 13 seconds slower than is Ella Took. But at the moment, that's not how this race is unfolding. This race is a very tight one, and Took and Brooke are right together at 150. About a quarter of a second between first and second, and a bit of a gap to Amelie Turner, but not much of one. Ella Took, as I say, is entered on 4:29. We have 2 sub 4:30 swimmers in the field. Next one will be Millie Balding in the final heat. But our leader is just starting to open up a little bit of advantage now. She was very tight with Emily Brooke for a bit, but gap is just over a second now between first and second. Amelie Turner in 3rd. Yeah, we do expect Ella Took to go on and win this from Tynemouth. So she's showing here. Will be 150 to go when she turns next time. Just about good enough to keep the chasing pack at bay. That's body length and a half maybe. Getting on for 2 now. As she turns with 150 to go. Emily Turner in second, Emily Brooke in third. Alexandra Woodhead, Grace Conroy, Lara Thompson in that order. So Toucan on 4:29. So we get an idea when she comes up this end what she's likely to hit. She'll be hoping to get inside that. Everybody else pretty much is doing improvements on their entry time this morning. No reason to suspect she can't do likewise. And, yeah, it's going to come back in 62 to get a personal best, which she should be capable of doing, I think. She needs some support and also some opposition here, and she's getting it. She leads by about a body length now, but the order is changing a little bit. Emily Turner is her closest adversary, and she is really going for it now. Emily Turner of City of Leeds. That gap is nowhere near as big as it was, with 50 to go, and she will fancy catching her. There's only about 0.8 of a second between 1 and 2. I think it's only going to be those two who got a chance, and I think Ella Touk has just realised the danger lurking from the lead swimmer, and has just upped the stroke rate and got those legs kicking a bit harder to try and pull away. Remember, her entry time is 4:29. Well, maybe she's not going to get close to that this morning. She'll save that for the final later on today. She'll want to win this, though. She won't want to get beaten by Emily Turner, who is coming strongly at the end. Won't be much between these two. Emily Turner doesn't quite get there, but she's very close by. Well, Emily Turner's not our winner. There you go, it's corrected now. Ella Touk is our winner. Emily Turner in second place. Third place, Alexandra Woodhead. So, yeah, 4:35 will be okay for taking forward to this afternoon. Fastest time of the morning. Now we move on to see what Millie Boulding can do. She's up next. Final heat of the girls' 400 metres freestyle. Great to see again. We haven't got any withdrawals. Everybody seems to be there, which is good. Means I can give you everybody's name. Everybody taking part. Ellie Burke of South Tyneside in 0. Hermione Rowe, City of Bradford in 1. 2 is Annabelle Wilkinson of City of Sheffield. Laura Hodgson, Newcastle 3. Millie Boulding of Borough Kirklees 4. Lucy Headley of Tynemouth in 5. 6 Abigail Miles of City of Sheffield. 7 Melissa Morehouse of City of Leeds. Charlotte Thompson, Loftus Dolphins in 8. Isabel Hextall of Kingston upon Hull in 9. Millie Boulding, who again on paper is some 7 seconds clear of everybody else in entry time terms. So we would expect her probably to go on and win this. Question is how big a margin she can put between herself and everybody else. She tries to qualify for the final later today. That's the ambition, that's the objective. Not doing a quickest time in the morning necessarily. Of course, the ones in the early seeds want to do that so they can post their fastest ever times. But for swimmers like Millie, it's a case of making the final and then hopefully pushing on tonight. She's pushing on here by a couple of seconds over Laura Hodgson. Abigail Miles in 3rd. Annabelle Wilkinson in 4th. Yeah, they're going to get tired of seeing those feet, I think. I guess Millie Boulding is not going to give much of a chance coming alongside, I don't think. She's got an advantage of 2 to 3 body lengths now over her nearest challenger, who is Lucy Headley of Tynemouth. Gap is 2.5 seconds. Laura Hodgson is another couple of seconds behind. Hermione Rowe in 4th. Annabelle Wilkinson in 5th. Our leader, I think we can probably call her our winner even at this stage, with 200 to go when she turns next time. Yeah, she catches a crab and blows up, but indication is she's going to open up a bigger advantage, but it's only halfway. We have seen good second half swims, some swimmers already to overhaul the leaders. Not often, though. Millie Balding, 2:12. 2:15 for Lucy Headley. And Laura Hodson, followed in by Abigail Miles. It's our top four. Last time of the morning, 4:35.54 from Ella Took in the previous heat. I say Millie's been down to the 4:25s, so she should be able to get around that or inside that, potentially. Just a routine swim. She'll get the job done. She'll get the job done very well by the looks of things this morning. That lead is increasing. Lead is now getting on for 4 seconds between our leader and second place, Lucy Headley. Will be hoping to make a final, so she won't want to be holding back. She's one of the swimmers that needs to crack on. Top 8, remember, for tonight. In fact, top 10 for tonight, because we're going to use all lanes. Millie Balding just aware of any potential challenge, but there isn't really one coming. She's seeing everybody else a long, long way behind. If anything, that lead is increasing still further. Yeah, it's 3:20, and then we don't even get a time for the second swimmer. That's how far back 2 and 3 are. There's a good scrap going on for second and third, though, but we'll concentrate on our leader for the time being. So she ends on a 4:25. Not going to be inside that this morning. I suppose our next target is to try and be the quickest finalist for tonight. She'll get inside 4:35.5 for that. 3:53. Look how big that advantage is. Nearly 15 metres now between our leader and Lucy Headley. Lucy Headley's got a 4:32 entry time, so she'll be just a little bit outside that. But our winner has looked our winner from about 50 onwards, to be honest. Millie Balding, 14-year-old from Borough of Kirklees. Looking massively strong. Do you know what? I said she wasn't going to break 4:25. She's not going to be too far outside it. 4:27 in the end. Do you know what? That's much quicker than I thought she'd go there. Oh, she's 8 seconds quicker than anybody else this morning. That's how quick she's gone. She wasn't holding back. Lucy Headley in second. Third is Abigail Miles. And Charlotte Thompson in fourth. Let's check on Lucy's time. 4:35. It's about 3 seconds outside her best. And then we have Abigail Miles with a 4:38 as an entry time. 4:41 this morning. So that's the 400 freestyle done. We're going to make it a quarter of that now for the boys 100 freestyle. We will have, provided they're all there, and we have got all of them. 5 to go to start. For the first heat, Callum Broadhead of Doncaster Darts. I think quite a few of the Doncaster Darts down in Plymouth today, but the youngsters are here with us in Leeds. Jacob Brown of Harrogate in 2. Henry Baines of Borough of Stockton in 4. Henry Kingdon of Kingston upon Hull in 5. And Finn Ripley of Borough of Stockton in 6. Now, they're all around about the 110, 109. So there isn't a great deal in terms of their entry time. But fastest on paper is Henry Baines. I think he'll probably be thereabouts. Yeah, thereabouts being the case in point third. But Callum Broadhead of Doncaster Darts, and we were mentioning Doncaster Darts, a lot of their senior swimmers down in Plymouth today. But Callum Broadhead ends on a 110. This boy is not going to be doing a 110 here. He is really cracking on here. He's not holding back at all. Really wants to go for this, wants to get a good time, because chances are he won't be making the final tonight. So this is his final in effect, and he's going to win this by a considerable margin. Great time here for our winner, 106. Well, if his entry time is any indication, he's never been in that kind of range before. 106.43. So he entered on 110.60. Second is Henry Baines, who I think has probably gone a bit quicker than he's gone before as well. But that's a big chunk out of his best time for Callum Broadhead. Well done for a winner from Doncaster Darts. Setting the pace for the others to follow. All the others are in that kind of region for heat number 2 as well. 109 into their own 2 times. Alex Boyer of Darlington, Jamie Haig of Borough of Kirklees, Angelo Gianni Contini of Gateshead and Wickham, Daniel Jackson of Borough of Kirklees, Max Russell of City of Sheffield, Kurosh Kodaka of City of Leeds in 5, Benjamin Thorpe of Newcastle going in lane number 6. 7 is Sam Badgerami of Derwentide. 8 is Thomas Wilkinson, City of Sheffield, and Joshua Cusack Hughes of Doncaster Darts in lane number 9. First 50 then completed. Max Russell is our leader from City of Sheffield. Daniel Jackson in 2nd place. Angelo Gianni Contini in 3rd place. As we know, the 100 can change quite a bit over the second 50. Not going to change too much here, though, I don't think. I think our leader might well go on to be our winner. Max Russell, leader at 50. They're trying to come back at him, but they're not going to catch him. Max Russell entered on a 108.34. Seems to have plenty in reserve here. Seems to have plenty to take this race right to its conclusion. At the front, he's going to win this by about a body length from the swimmer in the adjoining lane. Daniel Jackson probably gets there. No, Contini just gets there ahead of him. They've just corrected that again. Jackson does get there slightly ahead of him. 106.56 for our winner. And Daniel Jackson in 2nd. Our graphics do change just to confirm that. Jackson getting 2nd place. Not as fast as our previous heat, that one. A bit slower. Heat number 3. Benjamin Fish of Annick Dolphins, Gregor Batley of Annick Dolphins, Jacob Davison of Chestler Street, Joseph Jubb of Rotherham Metro, Samuel Antrobus of Borough of Stockton, James Plant of Borough of Kirklees, Archie Norton of Thirsk, Dominic Mathias of Leeds, Shay Wood of Hartlepool, and William Morris of Middlesbrough. That is your 0 to 9. They are all in there. My eyes are trained on the City of Leeds swimmer who's gone to a real flyer at the top of the picture. In fact, he and Joseph Jubb of Rotherham Metro going over pretty much together. The Rotherham Metro swimmer just ahead of the lead swimmer. Benjamin Fish in 3rd. Jacob Davison in 4th. This would be a good old scrap. I think the lead swimmer might ultimately go on to take this. Dominic Mathias at the top of the picture. Also coming through strongly is Benjamin Fish of Annick down in 0. Good spread on the swimmers here, but top of the picture I think is where all the action is going to be ultimately for our winner. It is, and it will be. Coming in now, Dominic Mathias in a 104.63. Well, I say entry time to 107, so working on the basis of that being roughly around his personal best, maybe his personal best. That's a huge leap in the right direction. Joseph Jubb in 2nd with a 105.30. Benjamin Fish with a 105.54. All big improvements. Heat 4. Finley Ormond, City of Sheffield, Henry Comforth of Whitby, Mikhail Iqbal of Stocksbridge, Thomas Miles, Harrogate, Thomas McDermott of Middlesbrough, Benjamin Rogers of Borough of Stockton, George Knowles, City of Leeds. Another lead swimmer in 7 is Samuel Emmett, Toby Clausen of Kingston upon Hull, and Thomas Maskell of Derwentide. That is your lineup. Again, they are all in place apart from we don't seem to have a Toby Clausen of Kingston upon Hull. So our first withdrawal of the morning, everybody else in place. And the action happening on this side of the pool. Mikhail Iqbal of Stocksbridge in lane number 2, leading the way, but not for very long because the outside lane. Look at Thomas Maskell go from Derwentide in lane number 9. He's coming through like a train. And so too is Samuel Emmett of Leeds in 9. But I'm keeping my eye on 9 because Thomas Maskell suddenly caught my eye, and he's going to probably go on and win this in lane number 9. At the top he does in a 104.28. Now, where he came from, I don't know, because he wasn't really in the frame at 50. But suddenly Thomas Maskell turned on the burners. And second place going to Henry Cornforth of Whitby. Third place to George Knowles. Fastest time of the morning for Toby. Into the 104s, I think for the first time. Entered on 106.30. Sorry, 106.44 for Thomas. So potentially a 2-second PB there. Heat number 5. Ooh, all present and correct, but very, very late start by Elliot Watkins of City of Leeds. Not quite sure what happened there. But he's got a bit of catching up to do now, as everybody else was away and gone, and he was still thinking about it. But it will be Jacob Grierson of Borough of Kirklees, Kenneth Juan of City of Sunderland in 1, Harvey Pennington of Skipton, Luke McGee of City of Sunderland, Morgan Swirls of Derwentside, Harry Courtney of Tynedale, Jack Livingston of Ashington, Rotherham Metro's Harrison Nyland, Rowan Sheriff and Elliot Watkins of City of Leeds. That's how they look at 50. Pennington from Livingston, from Juan from Nyland. It looks like Livingston has got the bit between his teeth in lane number 6 and really wants to go on and power to victory here. And it looks like he's going to do that. Anybody going to come close to him? There's about 4 or 5, all pretty much in a line in the centre of the pool. They are starting to come back to him, but I think he might just have enough. Potentially not, though. Can he hold on in lane number 6? 3 of them going to the wall together, and Swirls gets there first. For Derwentside, 103.67, our first sub-64 swim of the morning. In fact, it's gone to Livingston. Just a quick change on that. 103.50 for our winner. Second was Swirls, and third was Nyland. That's changed again. Sorry. Courtney is our winner. Winner 103.42. Our timing device keeps changing our winner, but we had 3 different winners there, but it was, I can confirm, Courtney with a 103.42 in the end. 3 of them ending up a quarter of a second apart. Harry Courtney of Tynedale getting the win. Livingston second, I think, and Swirls third. Heat number 6. Alfie Maguire of City of Sunderland, Matthew Nicholson, Chapeltown, Liam Dawson of City of Wakefield, Roman Wallace of Borough of Barnsley, Cohen Stevenson of Doncaster Darts, Fraser Buxton, City of Bradford, Callum Simmons of Rotherham Metro, Joseph Fairburn of Chestnut Street, Ben Croft of Stocksbridge, and Lucas Wallagora of Harrogate. Wow, who's gone off quickest here? I think it's our man from Chestnut Street, isn't it? Yeah, it is, in lane number 7. Joseph Fairburn, 29.15. Wallace and then Buxton and Croft. Now, you can see on that turn, tremendous turn from the swimmer in lane number 3. Roman Wallace absolutely leapt out of that turn, but he hasn't taken over the top of the race. Well, he might do from that turn, but he's still in second place. Joseph Fairburn of Chestnut Street, and also coming very quickly, Matthew Nicholson of Chapeltown in lane number 1. It might well be him who goes on to take this. Look out for lane number 1. Just gets there first, I think. Yes, he does. I'll wait for the captions to change it a little bit, because it visibly looked like lane number 1, and lane number 1 it was. 101.37. Now, again, heads on 63, ends up with a 61.3. So I think he's almost certainly heading in the right direction. Fairburn in second place with a 101.77. He's not been down in that region according to his entry time, so top 2 with sizable improvements. That's where I had to put my teeth in and say cyclically seeded, which is always difficult this time of the morning, but that's where we are. Heat number 7, and checking everybody's in. Yeah, everybody is in. Arthur Llewellyn of Borough of Stockton, Toby Mayfield of York City, Brodie Clark of Borough of Kirklees, Curtis Harper of City of Sheffield, Harry Nicholson of Chestnut Street, Barnaby Howarth Osborne of Sheffield, Adam Strickland of Great Centre Wickham, Ben Wright of Doncaster Darts, Harrison Lee of City of Wakefield, and 9 is Daniel Morris. First 50 turn, and Harry Nicholson, Chestnut Street, who was entered on 57, so not really surprising that he's at the front of the field. We have 3 here who've been sub-minute before this. One of them is our leader, Harry Nicholson, Chester Street, 57.39. Third fastest time in the field overall. And he's showing us why as he comes away from the field and continues to have that body length and a half advantage over the swimmer in the adjoining lane. That's Barnaby Howarth Osborne. So our winner is, I'm getting wise to this now, waiting till it corrects itself, 57.24. Well, that looks like a new personal best. Personal best in the heats. 57.39 to 57.24. Looks like he's gone 1/1500th quicker. That's obviously the entry time, so he may well have done a quicker time in between times, but 57.24 is still a cracking time for the morning for our winner, Harry Nicholson. Certainly by some way quicker than we've seen from everybody else. Now, we don't have a lane 1 for this, and we don't seem to have a lane number 8. So I've met everybody else in place. Jack Wood of Grimsby, Isaac Ripley of Borough Stockton, Ben Shelton, City of Leeds, Ryan Zhao of Gateshead and Wickham. Remember, we highlighted him quite a lot last year on this streaming when we were in Sunderland and in Sheffield. Cameron Green, William Baines, Nathan Bunkle and Ethan Balin. So it is Ryan Zhao. Waiting for him to really push on, because he looked such a talent and is still such a talent. The 14-year-old could be a big name in the future. He's got such a brilliant stroke. He looks fantastic and effortless and gets the job done so well without seemingly having to push himself. He's a big talent, is this 14-year-old, and he's going to win this very, very comfortably. He looks comfortable, is comfortable, and Ryan Zhao 57.42 without really having to bust a gut. That's what I love about watching him swim. He does it with such grace and such ease. Cameron Green, second in 58.79, and third 58.87 is William Baines. But yeah, Ryan Zhao in good form here, and would be my favourite for the final tonight. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be quite a tight and competitive race, but still one more heat to go, and still somebody who's got a time that's quicker than him. Thomas English of Chester Street probably would be our favourite, of course, because he's almost got into the 55s. Let's see him do that tonight. I think we've got everybody in place, have we? I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's somebody missing. We are missing a lane, I think. Yeah, we are missing a swimmer. So I'll tell you who that is when we get going. No lane. Well, they all seem to be there. Somebody was hiding. Somebody was hiding. So, final heat of the 100 freestyle for the 11 to 14 age group. Joshua Savage of Derwentine, Adam Tilling of Guysborough, Martin Smith of Borough of Kirklees, Joe Cannon of Team Jorvik, Thomas English, Chester Street, Emilio Penigua Gutierrez of City of Leeds, Oliver Carr of Darlington, Harry Milner of City of Leeds, Callum Smart of Barnsley, and Samuel Akers of Bradford. Who's leading at 50? Thomas English, of course. 27.14. I say, of course, because he has an entry time which is about 2 seconds at least quicker than everybody else in this field, so should be. Who can challenge him? Well, it looks like it's going to be the swimmer to his right-hand side, Emilio Penigua Gutierrez of City of Leeds. You know, he really fancies winning this as well. Thomas English won't really want to allow him to do that, because he's going to have to give up that opportunity. They're going to go to the wall pretty much together. Now we'll wait for the computer just to correct any errors there might be, but it looks like he got there first. He did. 56.92 as opposed to Thomas English with a 56.98. So quickest times of the morning, and Emilio Penigua Gutierrez with the fastest time of the morning. All right, we're on to the 11 heats, no less, of the girls 100 butterfly. So just 3 to go in the opening heat. And these are they: Matilda Newson of Grimsby, Helena Winus of City of Sunderland, and Emily Hutchinson of Hartlepool. That's your lanes 3, 4 and 5. They have virtually identical entry times. 1:19, all three. So who's going to break out of the pack and do a 1:17 perhaps, a 1:16? Maybe that's a bit too much to ask this morning, but a 1:17 would be nice. Hutchinson, Newson and Winus separated about half a second, kind of what we expected. Waiting for somebody just to break out of the pack. And 2 of them are trying to. In the front of the field, Matilda Newson closest to us, Emily Hutchinson furthest away from our camera. Matilda Newson, youngest in the field at 11 years of age. That's on 1:19.90. 12-year-old Emily Hutchinson on 1:19.61. Just struggling a bit this morning is Helena Winus of City of Sunderland. Now, who's going to win out of 3 and 5? Mightily tight. Might be the slightly older swimmer in lane number 5. Seems to have all the momentum into the wall. And she gets there in a 1:19.07. So that's could well be about half a second PB for her on that. Going down towards the 1:18s. Eight to go in heat number 2. Here is the lineup: Chloe Ward of Borough Stockton, Pearl Lightwood of Middlesbrough, Oliver Harper of Newcastle, Esma Ovenston of Richmond upon Dale, or Richmond Dale, I keep saying that, Richmond Dale it is, Erin Russell of Derwentsside, Lauren Heppel of Chestler Street, Lucy Wood of Grimsby, and Riona Sorinosos of City of Sunderland in lane number 8. All in the 1:17, 1:18 category, most of them 1:18s in terms of their entry time. And the clock will separate them out at 50. And leading is Ovenston from Ward, from Wood, from Lightwood. But this is a very, very competitive, very tight heat. And calling the winner at this stage would be folly, I think. Although tending to, well, every time I look at lane number 4, I'm thinking it's going to be her. And I'm looking down at lane number 2, thinking it might be her. So we'll wait until we get the wide shot. We might get a better example. I think Ovenston might be at the front of the field. Only marginally. Yeah, she's got it. She's got it with a few strokes to go. It's going to be tight, but Ovenston will get it, I think. Let's have a look. Wait for the corrections on that. Looks like it's going to be Harper. Yeah, Harper with a 1:16. 1:16.18 for Harper. And second, and that one's Chloe Ward, 1:16.39. So Olivia Harper with a sizable step forward in terms of time from 1:18 to 1:16. Now we've got everybody in place for this one. Yeah, I think we probably have. So heat number 3 has 10 swimmers. Isabella Shering of Sheffield, Henrietta Richardson S. Sorry, I can't give you a complete name because I don't have it. Libby Mundy in 2, Katrina Ho in 3, Lily Jackson Murphy in 4, Jess Widdowson, won a race this morning for Leeds in 5, Sophie Bromley in 6 for Sheffield, Chloe Eade 7, Ariana Stokes of 8, and Lily Stratton of Grimsby is in lane number 9. Lily Jackson Murphy leading the way, with Lily Stratton in second place and Jess Widdowson in third. They're all around about the 1:15, 16, 17 range. Not really that much to choose between them, but Lily Jackson Murphy with a 1:15 is just marginally in front, but they're all coming right back. And look at the outside smoker again. Lily Stratton of Grimsby up there in lane number 9. She is going like an absolute train over the second 50 and may well come through to win this. It's going to be very tight for a winner. She's certainly going to be in the top 2. If she doesn't actually get the touch, she's going to be in second place ultimately. Well, the clock says she's got it. Let's wait for that to correct itself. She may well have got it actually. 1:14.71. She has. What a terrific second 50 that was from Lily Stratton. 1:14.71. Yeah, she won that by 6/100ths in the end over Libby Mundy. Terrific. Second 50 was lightning quick. 3-second PB potentially there for her. 1:14.77 for Libby, who's improved as well. Good, that's what these meets are about, is improving, getting new best times. Just wait for confirmation of that race. We haven't got it confirmed on the board as yet. I think everybody's clear, no DQs. Not confirmed yet. Yep, everybody clear, so that's good news. And 6/100 separated our winner and second place. That's how tight that was. Right, heat number 4. There'll be some familiar names because quite a few did the opening event are doing this as well. Those who did the 400 free are also involved in the 100 butterfly. Libby Freeman of Tynemouth, Millie Foster of Sunderland, Annabelle Cooper of Weir Valley, Megan Sharp of Leeds, Beth Hall of Grimsby, Grace Keedy of Derwentshire, Tiana Ho Shing of City of Leeds, Freya Tyas of York City, Ruby Knight of Borough of Kirklees, Charlotte Tingle of Rotherham Metro. Look at the flyer off the start. The flyer in the fly in lane number 4 is Beth Hall of Grimsby. Now, marginally, she's got the quicker time than everybody else, but it's not marginal at the moment, is it? She's winning this by over a second at the moment from Millie Foster and Annabelle Cooper. Now, she really went off storming here. Can she keep it going? Because that butterfly is hard to bring back with that kind of speed, but she's doing it, and she's doing it very well. Now, I'll remind you again, 1:14.50 was her entry time. She's going to be considerably inside that if she can keep this going. You can see how much she's leading everybody else by. They're not really making much of an inroad. Slowly but surely, Grace Keely's getting a little bit closer to her, but this is going to be front running of the highest order from Beth Hall, who's going to bring this in a 1:13 maybe. Yeah, 1:13.75. So that's a good improvement for her, and a really good example of front running. She decides she's going to take that out. Charlotte Tingle getting second place, and Ruby Knight in third. But what a terrific swim from Beth Hall, a 13-year-old from Grimsby. Moving her time on in the right direction, as a couple of the others have as well there. Right, number 5. Number 5 of 11. About 6 swimmers all around about 1:13 here. So if that's an indication where they are form-wise, could be quite tight. Penny Hobson, Borough of Kirklees, 13, the youngest in the field. Isla Jones back again, City of Sheffield in 1. Taylor Ross of Kingston upon Hull 2. Jessica Boulin of North Tyneside. Ashley Bailey of City of Sheffield. Sarah Hedges of Grimsby. Millie Bosbayer of Middlesbrough. Rebecca Dunn, City of Leeds. Sophie Johnson of Newcastle. Grace Shepherd of City of Sheffield. They complete the first 50 with lane 3 getting there just ahead. Actually, Sarah Hedges getting just ahead of Jessica Boulin. Wasn't much between lanes 5 and 3. And Penny Hobson down at the bottom of your picture in lane 0. But the action all seemingly come from lane number 3 from Jessica Boulin of North Tyneside. It's on 1:13.80, but not having it all her own way. Sarah Hedges is coming back strongly. So too is Millie Bosbayer of Middlesbrough in lane number 6. Those centre 4 lanes all fairly closely grouped, and indeed is lane number 1. Isla Jones, and Boulin, I think, gets there just first. Let's wait for these times. No, Jones gets there first. Jones gets the winning time, 1:12.60, and that's over a second improvement by my reckoning. Boulin in second place, and third place going to Bosbayer. So first sub 1:13 swim from Jones, and then Boulin following suit. heat number 6. And we're away with Eve Linton of Grimsby, Alex McGill of Gateshead and Wickham, Laura Empson of Rotherham, Millie Agar of City of Leeds, Leah Schlossen of City of Leeds, Molly Fisher Rotherham, Maxie Yoxall of Stocksbridge, Megan Kirkman of York City, Heidi Warren of Cleethorpes and Naomi Parker of Gateshead and Wickham. Heat number 6 of the 100 fly. And lanes 1, 5 and 7 quite prominent at the end of the first 50. Megan Kirkman just going to the wall ahead of Heidi Warren. It was Alex McGill. Those are the 3 leading at 50 we've seen already. The second 50 can be a very different complexion, and that's kind of what we're seeing here with the outside lanes, with Megan Kirkman and Heidi Warren on the far side of the pool, having to swim course their own race so they can see each other. They can't see where the threat might be coming from lane 1. Alex McGill, and also with a good fast finish is Eve Linton in 0 as well. But top of the pictures where the action seems to be for our winner, and it's going to come from Heidi Warren of Cleethorpes. 1:11.45 for our winner. So that's a couple of seconds better than she potentially has ever been before. We're obviously going on entry times with that. Alex McGill with second place, and Eve Linton third. 1:11.45 then for our winner, which is the quickest by over a second so far in the field. That's taken her a couple of heats forward. She would have been in heat 8 with that entry time. Heat 7. And making sure that well, that's funny. In all the girls' races this morning, everybody's turned up. In the boys' races, a few missed. Well, that's boys for you, isn't it? Heat number 7. Elizabeth Russell of City of Leeds, Lee Bryant of Borough of Kirklees, Olivia Martin of North Lincolnshire, Neem Carroll of Leeds, Yasmin Marshall of Northallerton, Bethany Crump of Grimsby, Lucy Ellis of Rotherham, Georgia Lee of Borough of Barnsley, Hermione Timms of City of Sheffield, and Melissa Morehouse of City of Leeds. So far side of the pool is where I'm looking. Georgia Lee and Hermione Timms close together. So too Yasmin Marshall in the centre lane number 4 with the blue cap, and she really has come off that wall brilliantly. Terrific turn from our swimmer in lane number 5 from Bethany Crump of Grimsby, and look at her go, but also look at the outside lane of Hermione Timms of City of Sheffield, the 14-year-old. It's between these two, you would think, with coming up to 15 to go. Lane number 5 and lane number 8. Bethany Crump, Hermione Timms, not much to choose between these two. I think it's going to be the blue cap that's going to get there first. It was a terrific turn, which helped on the way back for Bethany Crump. 1:10.46. Well, say she's entered on 1:12.40. Timms second place with the 1:12.09. So she's also heading in the right direction time-wise. But that's a sizable chunk from our winner. Nearly 2-second improvement on what she'd done previously. 1:12.40, 1:10.46. Fastest of the morning so far. Haven't got into our cyclically seeded heats yet. That'll be heat 9. So still one more of the non-cyclically seeded. Everybody in place. Edith Hodgson, Borough of Kirklees. Georgia Hadley of Borough of Stockton. Faith Blaine of City of Leeds. Morpeth's Rosie Smith, Iona Logan of City of Leeds, Jessica Hartley of Borough of Kirklees, Naomi Shevels of Chestler Street, Saren Williams of Borough of Stockton, Daisy Creel-Parr, who did a fantastic time in the 400 free earlier on in 8, and Iris Burnett of North Lincolnshire in lane number 9. So this is hit number 8, and tell you what, at the moment, seeing Faith Blaine in there. Jen Hartley's just turned first from Borough of Kirklees in lane number 5. This is a wide open front part of the race here. Well, might well change pretty quickly here. I'm looking at lane number 3. I called Rosie Smith of Morpeth earlier on, and she is a stroke that's very efficient and getting her quicker through the water than everybody else at the moment. Rosie Smith with a 1:11.80. For the Morpeth swimmer. Now, can she bring this back? She's certainly going to win it. Question is, what kind of time? She get under 110? Oh, she does. She does. A 109.86 gets under the 110. I think probably for the first time. 109.86. Terrific stuff. Our first sub 70 swim comes from Rosie Smith of Morpeth. And Logan of Leeds with a 111.65. And third is Edith Hodgson with a 111.74. So, the cyclically seeded heats. Everybody in place. Neve Abbey of Ashington, Laura Hodgson, Newcastle, Harriet Rogers of Darlington, Sheffield's Charlotte Berry, City of Bradford's Hermione Rowe, Grace Conroy of City of Sheffield, Ellie Houghton, Gateshead and Wickham, Brooke Illingworth of Durham City, then two lead swimmers in the outside lanes, Lara Thompson and Lauren Smith. Fastest in the field is Hermione Rowe with a 106.5, but it's still quite tight in terms of time. Lane 3 is blazing the trail here. That's Charlotte Berry of City of Sheffield, then Hermione Rowe, and then it is Harriet Rogers. Now can the Sheffield swimmer take a considerable time off her best time, which is 107.80? Well, she's looking to do that. Look at this. She's got about body length and a half advantage and doesn't look to be relinquishing it anytime soon. Hermione Rowe's trying to come back at it, but not being successful at the moment. Sheffield swimmer's got this. Probably not by quite the same margin she had with 25 to go, but she's got it nonetheless. 107.75 for our winner, which is just inside the entry time by 5/100ths. Hermione Rowe second, and third place going to Lauren Smith of Leeds at the top. It's gone into the 110s for 111. So heat number 10, Lucy Curran of Kingston upon Hull, Amelia Robertson of Tynemouth, Hannah Brown of Gateshead and Wickham, Ella Took of Tynemouth, Olivia Cattery of Newcastle, Annabelle Wilkinson of Sheffield, Emily Brooke of Borough of Kirklees, Isla Williams of City of Leeds, Freya Johnson of Leeds, and Sally Rutledge of Borough of Kirklees. There is a flyer, and she is in lane 4, and she is Olivia Cattery, who is not holding back here. 30.36 is her split time. Annabelle Wilkinson in second, Ella Took in third. Now she can hold on to this and keep this going, and keep that momentum going. Her entry time 106.47 will be a thing of the past by quite some way. She really is going for this big time. She wants to make the final, but she also wants to post a really quick time this morning. It looks like she's going to do that because there are 3 behind her, not getting any closer. Olivia Cattery of Newcastle, the 14-year-old, looking absolutely splendid this morning. She can get in the 105 territory here. 105.99 she can. That's around about half a second quicker than I've got down for her. It's entry time anyway. Second is Ella Took, and third is Emily Brooke. Really good, forceful 100 fly there from our winner, Olivia Cattery. Fastest time of the morning, first and only, sub 66. Ella Bainbridge in the next one capable of doing a sub 66. She's done it before. Molly Green of Kingston in 0. Evie Barber Grimsby in 1. 2 is Amelie Turner of Leeds. Martha Bradley of Leeds 3. Ella Bainbridge Cleethorpes 4. Ella Cooper of Leeds. So 3 lead swimmers in 2, 3 and 5. Newcastle Anna O'Brien in 6. Lola Morales of Tynemouth in 7. Leona Jones of Borough Stockton 8. And Faye McDonough of Borough Stockton goes in lane number 9. First 50 just about completed. Notice that yellow cap, very predominant yellow cap of Martha Bradley in 3, but doesn't get the touch according to our computer. Morales is there first of Tynemouth in lane number 7. We'll wait for the second 50 to unfold. Good battle going on between 3 and 4, between Martha Bradley and Ella Bainbridge in 3 and 4. And the others starting to come back towards them a little bit now. Now, can lane number 4 hold on? Because Ella Bainbridge is very keen to get to that wall before everybody else. I think she might just about succeed in that ambition. Touch the wall now. We'll wait for that to change, if indeed it does. Well, Bainbridge is just behind Bradley on that touch. 106.46 for Bradley. So we have 2 sub-67 swims there. Only 1 sub-66 though. That was Olivia Cattery in the previous heat. So the first of 8 heats of the 200 metres backstroke for boys in the 11 to 14 age group. Samuel Antrobus of Borough of Stockton, Billy Greenacre of Kingston upon Hull, Adam Marshall of Newcastle, Callum Aiken of York City, Isaac Buchan of Middlesbrough, and Tom Jobling of Durham City. I think it's fair to say this is an area in British swimming at the moment that's a little bit lacking, certainly in terms of depth. Could do with a few more coming through, and of course in these age groups we're looking at swimmers not for this Olympic cycle but for the Olympic cycle to come. And what we're looking for from the likes of these swimmers at 11 and 12 is some improvements. Just now with the boys probably looking more maybe at Los Angeles than we are Paris, because they will only be 17, 18. And as we know, backstrokers, men in general, tend to develop a little bit later than do the women, but for an outstanding 200 backstroke at the moment, because a little bit lacking in that department. Sort of depth. We've got Luke Greenbank, of course, Nick Pyle of Newcastle. And there will be some others coming through, I'm sure, in due course, but it's a little bit bare in that respect. First 100 completed. Isaac Buchan. All these swimmers around about the same time on their entry time. Now, we have been discussing it up in the commentary box. Some of these swimmers are entered on a short course time, so that's why when I say it could be a PB, I'm just putting that caveat in that some of them are short course times, and obviously short course times will be quicker than their long course times. So we're working on the basis of times being fairly close to or around about their PBs. 150 to go. They need to spear down the far end of the pool from us. A moment. Isaac Buchan of Middlesbrough, one of the 2 11-year-olds in this field. 2 11-year-olds are Samuel Antrobus and Isaac Buchan. 11-year-old is leading the way. We've got 12-year-olds elsewhere, but looks like the 11-year-old might get the better of the slightly older swimmers in the field. If we can hold on here, I think we can safely say at 250 will be broken, which is the entry time we have for him, 250.75. 249 with Adam Marshall, but he's not quite there from Newcastle at the moment. Our winner coming in, just drifting off into the lane rope a little bit. But 247 will do nicely for our winner. 247.52. And I think we've got second place inside his best time as well. We have 249.19 for Jobling, that's inside his, and Marshall had a 249. And he does 2:49.14. So, yeah, he's gone quicker too. Top three all, I think, in and around their PBs, if not better. Heat number 2. I think everybody is present and correct. Yep, they'll plop into the water. We can tell all 10 are here, so I will name them for you. So Shay Wood of Hartlepool in 0. 1 is Finn Ripley of Stockton, James Mason Douglas of Gateshead and Wickham, Henry Kingdom of Kingston, Jad Idris of City of Leeds, Joshua Robinson of Derwentshire, Tantai Bennett of Harrogate, Rory Bryant of City of Borough of Kirklees, Jacob Brown of Harrogate, and Kurush Kodaka of City of Leeds in 9. That's your 0 to 9. So you can make the early move here, the early running. It's coming from lane number 2 from James Mason Douglas of Gateshead and Wickham. He turns a fair amount ahead of Joshua Robinson. And comes Tantai Bennett. There's only a quarter gone, of course. Leader looking very good, keeping away from that lane rope. Make sure he's not getting too close to impede his progress. Good sight line of the roof here in Leeds to make sure he stays on the straight and narrow. And James Mason Douglas, 13-year-old from the Gateshead and Wickham club, is looking very good. Very good. 2:44 entry time. Keep this going. He'll be well under that, you would think. Shay Wood second. Joshua Robinson in 3rd place, but it's going to take a bit of catching, this boy, isn't he? Unless he really starts to blow up over the last 75 metres. Looks like he's probably got this one nailed. Shay Wood is his closest adversary. Quite a few lanes up. In lane number 5 is Joshua Robinson, but our leader has been our leader of 50, 100 and now 150, and looking in really good order is James Mason Douglas of Gateshead and Wickham, and that lead is not getting any smaller. If anything, it's getting bigger. One of the, in fact, the oldest in this field at 13 years of age, and really stroking away nice and rhythmically on the backstroke. That gap is big, and if anything, it's starting to get a little bit bigger, and he's pulling away. Now, big question is not whether he's going to win it or not, it's whether he can get sizably inside 2:44, and he's going to do just that, you know. 2:40. Not come up on our screen yet. We'll get the stop times up on the screen when they are available to us, but I think he's around about 2:41. Sadly, we can't bring you that on our graphics, but I think it's 2:41 or thereabouts. I'm watching the clock on the big scoreboard as he came in, so I think he's around about 2:41. 2:44 entry time. I'd say 2:41 or thereabouts. Clock has gone a bit haywire, I'm afraid, still running. So I can't give you time, but I think he's about 2:41 at winning time. We'll get the back up, and we'll let you know when it comes up on the scoreboard. But our winner, not in doubt. Question is, what kind of time? And you'll want to know that. So we'll just have a little glitch on our scoreboard and our timing device, which is still running. So I can't can't give any times on that, but I was watching the clock as it was running over, and I think it was about 2:41-ish for our winner, and we will get that time to you, because I'm sure the James Mason Douglas fraternity would love to know. But at the moment the clock is still running, so we can't start the next race until it stops. We've got a runaway clock. It's like a runaway train. So a few angst looks, a few arched eyebrows down on pool deck, but these things happen in a swimming event. Clock still running. So those waiting for heat number 3 are going to have to wait a little bit longer, I'm afraid, because we can't start with the running clock. It's back to 0. Now, what I can't give you is times from the previous one, sadly. Can't give you any times from that. We have to move on. So, sorry, James Mason Douglas, I can't give you a time, but I reckon it's around about 2:41-ish. Certainly considerably inside the 2:44, that much I can tell you. Right. We may be having a little problem with our graphics at the moment, so I can't give you everything that we normally do. We'll get that rectified in due course. What I can give you is the 0 to 9 for heat number 3. Elliot Watkins of City of Leeds, Evan Sawdy of Gateshead and Wickham, Thomas Saha of Middlesbrough in 2, Callum Broadhead of Doncaster Darts in 3, Joshua Cusack Hughes of Doncaster Darts in 4, Henry Firth of City of Leeds in 5, Rhys Blackett of Newcastle 6, 7 is George Knowles, City of Leeds, 8 is Kenneth Juan of City of Sunderland, and 9 is Joshua Sutcliffe of City of Leeds. I may have to do this by eyesight alone. No, we do have our splits back. There we go. And Kenneth Juan is our leader at 50. Second is Rhys Blackett. And well, there's no doubt he is our swimmer in lane number 8, Kenneth Juan of City of Sunderland, who is going out very strongly over the first 75, but I think visibly they are starting to come back to him. Fastest in the field on paper. Got two 239s here. Joshua Cusack Hughes and Henry Firth are both in the 239 category, so I'd expect them to start to make some inroads here, as they are doing. Henry Firth certainly is from City of Leeds, goes to the top of the field. Kenneth Juan, followed by Callum Broadhead, and then Rhys Blackett. That's your 1, 2, 3, 4. But keep an eye also on Elliot Watkins down in lane 0, because he's starting to make a move as well. And may well have moved up into 3rd place, might even have moved up to 2nd by the time we get to the end of this 50. Kenneth Juan's trying to hold on to his 2nd place. Might be a Leeds 1-2 here when we get with 50 to go. Henry Firth of City of Leeds, 13-year-old with a 2:39. Joshua Sutcliffe with a 2:43 entry time. It will be Leeds 1 and 2, I think. Yeah, with 50 to go. Kenneth Juan holding on to 3rd place. And then it is Rhys Blackett. A bit like a Leeds Club gala here for the top 2. Henry Firth will certainly be looking to get Sainsbury inside that 2:39 if he can. Stroke that has all the component parts working pretty well for him. Elliot Watkins likewise trying to keep in 2nd place. They will be 1 and 2 in this. How far inside 2:39 can he get? It's going to be quite tight. 2:39.63, which is just inside his personal best. Well, the entry time at least that we have for him. And 2nd place to Elliot Watkins. That is sizably in the right direction. 2:40.73 for him. All present and correct for heat number 4 of the 200 backstroke for boys. And these are the swimmers in there. Joseph Moment of Scarborough, Leo White of Derwentside, Rowan Sheriff of City of Bradford, Benjamin Fish of Alnwick, Richard Butterworth of Morpeth, Archie Norton of Thirsk, Sheffield City is Thomas Bergman, Luke McGee of City of Sunderland, Matthew Atkinson of Borough of Stockton, and James Plant of Borough of Kirklees. Well, it's all much of a muchness in terms of the entry time, all 2:37, 2:38, 2:39s. That's where we are with these. And there's a couple wanting to go to the front of the field nice and early, and they're going to turn pretty much together. That is Rowan Sheriff and Richard Butterworth. 1 and 2, separated by about 0.3 of a second over the first 50. After the 100, waiting for that decisive break. Maybe it will come, maybe it won't come in this race. Rowan Sheriff, 13-year-old from City of Bradford, just in front, but starting to concertina up just a little bit in the centre of the field. Lane number 4 coming through now, Richard Butterworth of Morpeth. Lane number 6, Thomas Bergman of Sheffield City. That's your 1, 2, 3 at the 100 stage. 1:15 for Sheriff. Well, he's got a 2:38 entry time, so again, be looking to get well inside that 2:38. And at least got a bit of a push from Richard Butterworth on Rowan Sheriff here. Butterworth just starting to move through the field. The Morpeth swimmer, 14 years of age, the oldest in this field. Well, he has a 12 or 13. He's the only 14-year-old, so with a couple of years advantage over some. Sheriff's 13-year-old. Butterworth it is who leads, so that's a 2:37.78 entry time for Richard Butterworth of Morpeth. But Sheriff is not going away. Sheriff is trying to keep pace with him, but I don't think he's going to be successful on this occasion. The Morpeth swimmer has got this one nailed. It's a question of who's going to finish second, because that's quite a tight little affair. There's a couple up from our leader. It's Thomas Bergman of Sheffield City, who's coming back very strongly over this last 50. Might well claim second place. Our winner, not in doubt now. Morpeth's Richard Butterworth. What is in doubt is what kind of time he's going to stop the clock at. 2:33. 2:33. Wow. 2:33.67. Which, so if his entry time is his personal best, that's a 4-second improvement from Richard Butterworth of Morpeth. 2:37 down to a 2:33. Second place to Bergman. 2:38 entry time. 2:36 today. And Sheriff 2:36. Previously 2:38, so yeah, all good chunks of time taken out of their entry times anyway. Last time of the morning so far, 2:33. Right, on to heat number 5 of the 200 backstroke. There are 8 of these, so next one will be the first of the cyclically seeded heats. Who have we got in this one? Samuel Emmett of City of Leeds, Zebedee Hayes of Skipton, Thomas Crowe of South Axholme, James Whiten Sedgwick of North Tyneside, Harrison Lee of City of Wakefield, Daniel Cutter of Richmond Dale, Jack Senior, City of Leeds, Harvey Pennington of Skipton, Robbie Thompson of Borough of Stockton, and Luke Clegg of Borough of Kirklees. Daniel Cutter seems to be getting my attention over the first 50 for a very good reason, because he is leading at the split. And James Whiten Sedgwick and Harvey Pennington is your 1, 2 and 3. Again, the times not dissimilar between all 10 swimmers. 2:35 the best of them. Harrison Lee, Daniel Cuss has been 2:35 as well. The rest of them all 2:36 or lowish 2:37s. But we are seeing quite a swim from our swimmer in lane 5, Daniel Cutter, 2:35.95. Getting it done, I think, without a cap, isn't he? I don't see a cap there. No, I think he's doing it bareheaded. Don't see very often. (14-year-olds and 13-year-olds in this field. And Daniel Cutter in lane number 5 might have some company soon from Jack Senior to his right as he goes in that direction. Also on the other side from him, James Whiten Sedgwick. Our leader still has quite a big advantage, as you can see from the clock, couple of seconds advantage over Harvey Pennington and Harrison Lee. I don't see anybody catching him at this stage. Still a little way to go, but he looks so methodical. Look, you can see how hard they're working in lane 3 there, James Whiten Sedgwick, and the others as well, and it just seems to be quite a loping, effortless stroke from our leader. He looks like being our winner, Daniel Cutter. Yeah, he's going to hold on fairly comfortably in the end. Just slowed up a little bit towards the end, but I think we'll wait for that to be confirmed. There, Daniel Cutter is our winner, 2:34, and you know what, he made that look very easy and has done a better time than his entry time. 2:35 is his entry time, 2:34 he's done today, so made that look nice and comfortable. Did Daniel, not the fastest time of the morning, that came from Richard Butterworth in the previous heat, but nonetheless 2:34 is good from him. Faster swimmers to come in the next 3 heats. Mason Bland, Ryan Zhao back again, and Harry Nicholson. 3 fastest in the field in terms of the cyclically seeded heats. So then, heat number 6 of 8 of the 200 backstroke. Samuel Tate of Morpeth, Jack Ridley of Hartlepool, Lewis Ainley of Leeds, Curtis Harper of Sheffield, Mason Bland of Kingston upon Hull, Ben Shelton of City of Leeds, Adam Strickland, Gateshead and Wickham, Rotherham's Harrison Island, Joshua Royal of Durham City, and Harry Courtney of Tyndale. First 50 is done in this heat of the 200 back. Adam Strickland, our leader, Mason Bland in second, Ben Shelton in third. This could be quite a tight one. Although I say Mason's got a 2:19, Ben's got a 2:20, Curtis has got a 2:23 in terms of their entry times. But not quite shaping up that way at the moment. There's lane number 6. And Strickland and Gateshead and Wickham. He's probably going to get to the wall just ahead of Mason Bland, and does, by about 15/100ths of a second. Ben Shelton in third place, Curtis Harper in fourth. And then it's Lewis Ainley. But this is going to be quite a fight to the finish here for the winner. Look, 4 pretty much not quite in line, 3 in the line, and 1 just slightly off the pace, but only just in 3, Curtis Harper. 4, 5 and 6 in the line, Mason Bland, Ben Shelton, Adam Strickland. Not much to choose between. In fact, they might all go into the wall together. They are going to go into the wall together. Look, they'll all go over pretty much at the same time. What's the gap? Half a second it is between first and third. And only 5/100ths between first and second. So off you go, boys, and see what can happen here. And say, don't discount Curtis Harper either in lane number 3. Because he's coming back quite strongly here for the City of Sheffield. But not fast enough to catch our leaders. Mason Bland, Ben Shelton. Who's going to get there first? It's just going to be Mason Bland ahead of Ben Shelton. Or is it? Oh, it's going to be tight. Just Shelton, just our winner with a 2:22.96. Second is Bland. And third will be Adam Strickland. Strickland 2:24. I make that his best time. 2:24.79. Winner at 2:22.96 for City of Leeds, Ben Shelton, the 14-year-old. Oh, good, the coffee's arrived. Thank you, Kath. Lovely, thank you. Everything stops for coffee. Well, not me, obviously, I'm going to keep going, but... oh, you didn't get one. Oh. That's not nice, you can share mine. Sorry, concentrate, Bob. We should be talking to the people out there, not talking to ourselves here. Let's go with heat number 7. Not sure I'm going to drink it, mind you, but still. Heat number 7 of the 200 backstroke. So have you just hear a bit of a guzzle. What have we got next? 200 breast. Oh, I might get a bit of a chance when the 200 breast is underway. I think it's very hot anyway, so don't worry about it. Not that you are worrying about it. You're more worried about heat number 7 of the 200 backstroke coming up next. Ryan Zhao was in this one. Gateshead and Wickham. Great prospect. Thomas Maskell. Derwentide in 0. 1 is Finley Hartworth of Tynemouth. 2 is Jacob Elwell, Borough of Stockton. Cameron Green of City of Bradford. Ryan Zhao, Gateshead and Wickham. Adam Barrett, Gateshead and Wickham. Ben Wright, Doncaster Darts. Charlie Broom, City of Leeds. Finley Williams, City of Leeds. And Ewan Jenkins of South Tyneside. Now, look at this break. Look at this start from our swimmer in lane number 4. Yeah, it's Ryan Zhao. Ends on a 2:16. Well, in theory, we'll see whether it works in practice. Is 4 seconds quicker than anybody else in this field. Really impressed us with Sunderland and Sheffield last year at the North East Region events in the autumn. And he's doing likewise here. So a real breakthrough couple of years probably here for Ryan. So just push on and show us the talent he really has. Should be able to quite comfortably qualify for the final later on today without having to bust a gut. But he's going to have a lead of over 2 seconds over Adam Barrett, his training teammate. Cameron Green, 3rd place. I just love this stroke. They've done a really good job at Gateshead and Wickham with him in terms of aesthetically looking incredible. He just does things so effortless. You just compare him with other swimmers who seem to be working so hard, loads of splash, loads of water. Everything's so rhythmic and so methodical. Gets the turn absolutely right again. 1:42.34. I just hope the promise he's showing as a 13 and 14-year-old is replicated when he gets to 17, 18, because obviously the next few years are very important from his point of view. But he's not having to overexert this morning. 2:16 is his entry time. I don't expect him to get under 2:16 or anywhere near it this morning because he won't need to. Well, he's around 2:20. I think he'll be satisfied. Might be 2:18 perhaps this morning. 2:18 is probably where he's going to be, and 2:19 is where he just slips into. 2:19.13, but that is so comfortable. Very intrigued to see what he can do tonight. He really is having to go flat out for the win. 2:22. Definitely one of our potential superstars, provided he can build on what he's done as a teenager. Everybody up at Gateshead is very excited about the prospects, and his teammate came in 2nd place. 3rd going to Jacob Elwell. Right, one more heat of the 200 backstrokes. There is one swimmer is slightly quicker than Ryan. That's Harry Nicholson of Chester Street. And he's up next. Come from Sheffield. One from Newcastle, one from Derwentide, one from Chester Street, York City, Harrogate, Rotherham Metro, Middlesbrough and Barnsley. Good spread of clubs for the final heat. I think they are all there. They are all 10. Well, from 7, of course. So no Callum Simmons, but everybody else is on board. So Lewis Baker of Sheffield, Benjamin Cross of City of Sheffield, Elliot Best of Newcastle, Joshua Savage of Derwentide, Harry Nicholson of Chester Street, Thomas Schofield of York City, Thomas Plant of Harrogate, Chase Darby of Middlesbrough and Callum Smart of the Borough of Barnsley. They are your swimmers in the final heat of the 200 backstroke for boys. Look at lane 4. As expected, Harry Nicholson's gone off at a fair old lick. And he already has a 1.3 advantage over the rest of the field. It's about 4 pretty much in a line just behind. But make it look quite comfortable, quite tight on that lane rope in lane number 3 as Joshua Savage of Derwent's bit too tight for my liking. This is a personal thing of mine. I don't like starting to just move away a little bit, but some people use it as a guide, of course. They like to be tight, so they helps them to get the line up right, but easy for your arm to go underneath that rope. He's gone more central coming back. So it's Nicholson from Savage, from Best, from Scholarfield. That's your 1, 2, 3, 4. Nicholson, 14 years of age, Chester of the Street. Most of the swimmers, apart from Benjamin Cross, in this race are 14 years of age. I'm sure Nicholson would like to get a little bit of a threat here, just to push him on a little bit, although qualifying for the final should be relatively straightforward for Nicholson on the time he's entered in. And just doing what he has to do this morning. Try and bring a couple of other swimmers with him maybe through into that final. But not really under any particular threat from Joshua Savage, so he's keeping a respectful distance away from him in second place. There we go, a couple of lanes up from Nicholson to Thomas Plan to Harrogate, who's doing quite well. So too in lane number 2 is Elliot Best. That's the halfway stage. Sorry, the halfway stage. It's the finish of the 200 backstroke for Nicholson. 2:21 for our winner. 2:21.47. And second is Savage. 2:24.18. And third is Elliot Best, who does 2:25. Well, entered on 2:26, so that may be an improvement in the right direction for him. But Nicholson 2:21 compared to 2:19 from Ryan Zhao in the previous one. So Ryan Zhao will go into the final tonight as the fastest qualifier. And next year will be the 200 breaststroke for the girls, 11 to 14. So the first of 10 heats of the 200 breaststroke for girls. Holly McDonald of City of Leeds goes in 3. In 4, it's Eleanor Valentine Bull of Borough of Barnsley and Emma Finley of Gateshead of Wickham in lane number 5. All 12-year-olds, all with very comparable entry times. 3:10, 3:11, 3:10 for Eleanor, 3:11 dead for Emma Finley, and Holly with a 3:11.77. So may not be too much between them when they get to the conclusion of this race. So there isn't much between them at 50. There's only 36 100ths between 1 and 3 at the first split. The breaststroke event has moved on a great deal in British swimming in recent years. It was kind of a rather dormant event for quite a few years in terms of getting world-class times, but that's been changed in the last 6 years or so. We're getting swimmers doing 2:22s, 2:23s. As far as these swimmers are concerned, their next real target, their big ambition, is to get down to 3 minutes or close to it. They probably won't go under 3 today, but around 3 would be very good for the likes of Holly McDonald. It's on 3:11, as I mentioned. And she now has taken a little bit of control. Saw how tight it was after 50. 100, very different situation. We're just starting to dominate proceedings. And that is City of Leeds with the instantly recognisable yellow cap of the host club here. 3:11.77 is what she has entered in on, and she really did go for broke over that second 50 and is maintaining that momentum over the third 50. Let's see whether Emma Findlay can eat into that lead at all, or at the moment she doesn't look like she's going to do that. Last turn, last 50 to come for Holly McDonald. Well, as we know, at 12 years of age in these events, they do make big strides, big improvements, big drops down in time. That's what she'll be looking to do here. That gap is looking like it's increasing just a little bit. Getting bigger as they come back for the last 25. Now, how close can she get to 3 minutes? Because I say breaking 3 is not really on her radar yet, because 3:11 is a entry time, but she can get down to the low threes, very low threes, and that could happen maybe the next time she swims. 3:07, 3:07.89 is the winning time for Holly, and that is a big move in the right direction. Not so much for Emma, 2:13, or indeed for Eleanor, but our winner certainly improving massively with a 3:07. Heat number 2 of the 200 breaststroke, and once again I think everybody has taken their place who's supposed to be there, so I'll run through them for you. Jessica Riley of Harrogate in 0. 1 is Philippa Bromley of City of Leeds. Rihanna Foster of South Holderness in 2. Emily Oliver of Borough Kirklees in 3. Alexa Ball, Newcastle in 4. Brooke Illingworth of Durham City, 5. Erin Russell of Derwentide, 6. Scarlett Strathy of City of Wakefield in 7. 8, Isabel Shearing of City of Sheffield, and 9 is Misha Comrie of City of Leeds. So first 50 done, almost 75 completed now for our leader. Our leader is right down below us. Well, I'd say the distinctive yellow cap. It's not the distinctive yellow cap of Leeds this time. It's the one occupied by a Harrogate swimmer. Jessica Riley. On their way back for the third 50 of the 200 breaststroke. Heat number 2 for the girls 11 to 14 years of age. We are seeing a dominant performance here by 12-year-old Jessica Riley. Until 3:09 now. On paper, she is the second slowest in the field. Well, that is not the case. And in fact, the slowest in the field, top of your picture, is in the top 3 or 4. So, as we know, entry times can be a little bit misleading at 12 years of age. But Jessica Riley of Harrogate is looking fantastic. Now, we were mentioning about the improvement that Holly McDonald could potentially make and did make in the opening heat. Now, Jessica Riley entered on 3:09. She could get close to 3 minutes here, which would be an amazing achievement. If she can get down to 3 minutes, I think it will be a big round of applause from the Harrogate team. And she's not going to be far outside 3. Do you know what? This is going to be a really quick time. 3:09 is her entry time. Forget that. She's going to be massively inside 3 minutes. Forget your 3:09s. Think about your high 2s. 2:57.91. Well, as I say, I'm not sure what the 3:09 entry time is about, whether that is her best time or not. But if it is, That's a huge improvement, and a big improvement too for Misha Comrie of City of Leeds on the far side in second place. I think probably for Brooke Illingworth as well. No, just slightly outside it, but our winner has gone sub 3 for the first time. Right, let's give you the lineup for heat number 3 of the 200 breaststroke for girls in the 11 to 14 age group. Kasia Rickleton of City of Leeds, Naomi Parker of Gateshead and Wickham, Megan Cairns of Middlesbrough, Isla Williams, City of Leeds, Jessica Armstrong of Sheffield City, Abby Harris of Kingston upon Hull, Neem Carroll of City of Leeds, Elif Kalakai of Gateshead and Wickham, Phoebe McNicholas of Stocksbridge, and Amy Hughes of City of Sheffield. That is your 0 to 9. Now, none of these swimmers, as indeed was the case in the previous one, have ever been sub 3 before, according to our entry times. So can one of those break through that, as we just saw Jessica Riley do in the previous heat with a 2:57? There are a couple in here who might be capable of doing that. It's a big breakthrough for 12 and 13-year-olds, indeed 14-year-olds, to make that step into the 2 minutes. And again, we're seeing the outside lane 0 again, dominant. Early stages from City of Leeds. Kasia Rickleton with a 3:04.81. So that's her entry time. Well, we'll see what the split is, and then we'll get an indication of just how much she could potentially beat this by. Well, 124. 125.79. Well, she's on course. She could break 3 minutes here. She really could be the second swimmer in the field to do so. She's not holding back. Just looking to see whether Neem Carroll can come through for City of Leeds in lane number 6. She's trying to. So too is Jessica Armstrong of Sheffield City. But all these times are fairly comparable, 3:03, 3:04. There's no obvious outstanding swimmer here. But City of Leeds swimmer Neem Carroll is starting to make her move in lane number 6, but not catching our leader at the moment, Kasia Rickleton. Well, got potential here for, I think, maybe 2 getting inside 3 minutes, which would be good. Certainly 1. I think our leader is almost certainly going to go sub 3 for the first time. Can she drag somebody else along with her? Rickleton, again, that lane 0, as for Riley in the previous heat, is proving to be very beneficial. Sometimes it's not. You think you're very close. You're right there, close to the steps and close to the metal, but not affecting her in any way, shape or form. That 3-minute barrier is going as far as she's concerned. I don't think anybody else is going to quite get there, but she certainly is. And Rickleton, for the first time, gets into the 250s. 2:57 something. Hasn't come up on our board yet, but it will do at some point. 250, get out of the way. We can't see it. Got the officials right across our number. 2:57 something. Do you mind moving, sir, please, so we can see it? Thank you. 2:57. 2:57. It's 2:57 something. If he moves out of the way, we can tell you 2:57.5, 2:57.50 it is. He's not aware he's on our graphic, is he? I need to tell him. Standing right on my numbers. Right, heat number 4 of the 200 breaststroke for girls. Sarah Thomas of City of Sheffield, Olivia Martin of North Lincolnshire, Hannah Redshaw of Middlesbrough, Catherine Bell, Ashington, Elizabeth Russell of City of Leeds, India Bryant Chesters of Tadcaster, 12-year-old, the only 12-year-old in this field. Number 5, Amelia Jones, Borough of Kirkley, 6. 7 is Alexa Page of Newcastle, Millie Agar of City of Leeds in 8, and Jessica Hartley of Barrow Kirklees in 9. Which we don't seem to have a lane 1, so forget Olivia Martin, doesn't seem to be there. First withdrawal we've had from the women this morning. Everybody else has been present and correct. I don't think we have outside lane here either. I think Jessica Hartley may not be with us in lane number 9, but everybody else is. And we can concentrate on the ones who are, which is lane number 3. Charlotte Bianchi's in the next one in that heat, but it is Catherine Bell of Ashington who's in this one. And on the far side also, 2 up from the top, is Alexa Page of Newcastle. So leading at the 100 stage will be Catherine Bell of Ashington. Alexa Page of Newcastle in 2nd place. Hannah Redshaw, Middlesbrough 3rd. And then comes Amelia Jones of Borough of Kirklees. We've had 2 swimmers who've gone sub 3 for the first time today. Chances are we're going to get a few more. We'll know by the splits. But possibility we might get a couple, might get 3 here actually, in around 3 minutes or under. Certainly on the far side, aiming to do that as Alexa Page. Now she's entered on 3:02.24. I always give you the caveat that these are entry times, so they may well have gone quicker than the entry time, but they may well be converted short course times as well. But I think on that split, we can safely assume we're going to get maybe 2, maybe 3 under 3 minutes here. I think there's every possibility you might get 3 sub 3 minute swims from heat number 4. Certainly going to see one, I think, from Alexa Page. And the way they're racing each other, chances are for Hannah Redshaw and Catherine Bell as well in 2 and 3. But keep your eye on the Newcastle swimmer on the far side in 7. Watch that clock at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. It's going to be very close. It can be very tight, actually, the 3 minutes. But I think she'll get there. Whether the other 2 will or not, I don't know. It's going to be very tight. Very tight for the 3 minutes. Oh, right on the cusp. One's made it, I think. Oh, has she? Her time hasn't come up. No, she hasn't. She didn't quite make it. I thought she was going to go sub 3 there, but not quite. Still a decent time for her, 3:01.25. But on that split time, I thought we might get a couple under 3 minutes, but as it is, our winner 3:01.25. On to heat number 5 of the 200 breaststroke for girls. And just checking across, make sure all the lanes are occupied, and indeed they are. So here come the names of the occupants. Sophie Dodd of North Tyneside, Charlotte Kenneth of Skipton, Lauren Smith of City of Leeds, Charlotte Bianchi of City of Sheffield, Barnes' Georgia Lee, Martha Hurst of Borough of Kirklees, Neve Locke, same club, in lane number 6. 7 is Amelia Simpson of Chester Street, Mia Boyle, York City, and Henrietta Richardson Smith, maybe. We don't have a full name, sadly. It just runs off at the end, but she's back again. I will try and check and see what that full name is later on. From Grimsby in lane number 9. That's your heat 5 lineup, and we have somebody really pushing on here, blazing the trail and trying to clock a really quick time. It could well be Georgia Lee. We're into the sub 3s in her case, and also Martha Hurst has been sub 3 before. But Georgia Lee in lane number 4 for Barnsley, 13-year-old, with a couple of 14-year-olds, 3 14-year-olds in this. But Georgia Lee has the advantage at halfway stage. 1:23, leading by just over a second from Charlotte Bianchi of City of Sheffield. Then comes Charlotte Kenneth in 3rd, and Mia Boyle 4. So Georgia Lee has been sub 3. Can she pull a few more along with her? Well, the second half of the race is looking a little bit different now, because Charlotte Kenneth of Skipton is starting to make her way through. Potentially moving up into second place here. Georgia Lee with Charlotte Bianchi of City of Sheffield, but all the momentum seems to be coming from the Skipton swimmer in lane number 1. 1, 2 and 3 all pretty much clear of everybody else. Not a big lead for Georgia Lee. In fact, barely a lead at all with 50 to go. Lead of about, well, it says over a second there. Didn't look it, did it, as they turned. But just keep an eye on Charlotte Kemp, because she is the one who seems to really be making some great strides in lane number 1. Our leader is still just about in front, Georgia Lee, and probably will come through to win this, with Charlotte Bianchi moving up into second, and Charlotte Kemp's not going to have quite enough to overhaul the top 2. Now, how many can we get under the 3-minute barrier here? Because Charlotte Kenneth has not been there. She missed out by 0.80 of a second according to her entry time. Well, the top 2 are going to go sub 3, and I think our third place swimmer is as well. So top 3 are going to go sub 3. Go on, make it. Go on. Yes, she's done it. Top 3, all sub 3. And just wait for that to be confirmed. Bianchi actually got the touch in the end. 2:58.11 for our winner. 2:58.23 for our second place. And Charlotte Kenneth has now gone sub 3. 2:59.59. Mia Boyle will have to wait another day for that. That sub 3 minutes will come at some point, but not just yet. Still the fastest time from our winner in heat number 3, Kasia Rickleton, with a 2:57.50. So heat number 6. Charlotte Lee of Skipton, Jasmine Ball of Borough of Barnsley, Coco Soden of Borough of Stockton, Jessie Finley, City of Sheffield, Martha Callahan, City of Leeds, Alana McDonald of Borough of Stockton, then Georgia Robertson of City of Sheffield, Lauren Lacey of Borough of Stockton, Iona Logan of City of Leeds, and Leonie Jones of Borough of Stockton in lane number 9. So completion of first 50, Jessie Finley getting to the wall first. Marginally ahead of Lauren Lacey. Third is Alana McDonald. Now, all of these swimmers have been under the 3-minute barrier. 2:57s for McDonald and Robertson, 2:56 for Martha Callahan, who is the one at the front of the field here. In fact, no, the one at the front of the field is Jessie Finley with a 2:57 from City of Sheffield, the 13-year-old. So she has got a sizable lead at 100. Now, if she's not over revving here and not giving it a bit too much over the first 100, she's going to be sizably inside the time that we've got listed for her as her entry time. Now, this is a very dominant performance. Now, on the breaststroke, everything can technically go right if you've gone a little bit too quick, and then it becomes a little bit the old washing machine with the hands not working their way through the water but grabbing the water. Well, she's not doing that. She's looking smooth and comfortable and very much in control of what she is doing here, Jessie Finley. Liking what I'm seeing here. I'm sure her coach is as well, because that's a big advantage to take into the last 50. 2:08. What she convert that to? 2:08. Well, she's looking at maybe a 2:52, 2:53, maybe even better, because the others aren't making much of an inroad into her. In fact, if anything, look, that gap seems to be getting bigger. Others are desperately trying to get second and third place, but first place has been secured a long time ago by our winner. Jessie Finley against the clock, really. I said 2:53, didn't I? 2:54. Let's see if that assertion and that prediction is right. 2:53 might be better than 2:53. Could be 2:51 or 2. 2:52.31 for Finley. So yeah, 2:53. I said 2:52. Pretty good, very good in fact. That's a massive improvement. 2:52 31. And second to Iona Logan, 2:58, 56. And third place to Martha Callahan. So how many do we get under the 3-minute barrier there? We've got 1, 2, 3. Nearly got 4 because Alana McDonald went 3:00.12. Right, heat number 7. And we have in total 10 for the breaststroke 11 to 14-year-old girls. Mighty impressed with that Jessie Finley swim. Let's see whether we can do something similar here. Perhaps we'll see it from Katie Stobbs. Into 2:54. Whole lineup for you. Sarah Hedges of Grimsby, Penny Hobson of Borough of Kirklees, Chloe Simpson of North Lincolnshire, Freya Johnson of Leeds. In 3, Katie Stobbs, who will be she won't be quite our leader actually. Yes, I'm going to get Chloe Simpson to the wall just first. I'm not sure that's right, but never mind. This 4 doesn't even appear on that screen, does it? 5's Isabel Fear of Durham, Niamh Atchison of Morpeth 6, Amelie Turner of Leeds 7, Jennifer Law, Harrogate 8, and Charlotte Clark of Leeds 9. Well, you can see lane 4 is ahead, but she didn't actually appear on our graphic there at the 50 split, so I think you can sometimes ignore the splits at the far end. Hopefully this one's a bit more accurate. Should have our leader as being Katie Stobbs, because she is. Yes, there you go. 122.76, so 4 100s clear of Chloe Simpson and Isabel Fear, and Niamh Atchison is in 4th place, but this race may well change complexion a little bit over this last 100. Looks like it's going to, because Chloe Simpson's giving it quite a bit of effort. So too is Katie Stobbs again, reacting in kind. Isabel Fear, Niamh Atchison to her left, and starting to make her move through is Jessica Law of Harrogate in lane number 8 as well. Getting tight, getting very tight between 1, 2 and 3. Teammates right up on top of lane 2 trying to encourage Chloe Simpson. It's given her a little bit of motivation, but trying to catch our leader might not be quite so easy. She's got a little bit of an advantage going into that final 50. Again, they're all looking to try and get sub 2:55 for the first time if they possibly can. Switch to the front of the race, and yeah, well, she's still dominating and continues to do so. And lane number 4, Katie Stobbs of Tynemouth, 13 years of age, 2:54.79 is her best time. Well, it was her best time because it's not anymore. She's improved on that sizably here. 2:52 for our winner, which is almost the fastest time, but not quite actually. But certainly fastest time in that heat, with Chloe Simpson in 2nd place, 2:54, and 3rd going to Isabel Fear with 2:56. So we've had 2 2:52s now. Jessie Finley just slightly quicker in the previous heat. Yep, everybody in for heat number 8 of 10 of the 200 breaststroke. Neve Abbey of Ashington, Maddie Wilson of Tynemouth, Jenna Dougal of Derwentide, Faye McDonough of Borough of Stockton, Hermione Rowe of City of Bradford, then 2 Leeds swimmers, Laura Thompson, Olivia Hidiat in 5 and 6, Leah Smith 7, Megan Kirkman of York City, and then another lead swimmer, Sienna Ho Sheng in lane number 9. Well, we are into the cyclically seeded heats now, so Hermione Rowe is one of the 242 brigade. We'll have a 241 and a 238 still to come potentially here, though probably not in the heats, but swimmers have done those times in the past. But this one's a much more even spread, much tighter than it looks on paper. Jenna Dougal of Derwentide having a very good first 75, and she's got a 249, so she is on paper anyway 7 seconds slower than Hermione Rowe, which may well be how this race develops in the second half, but she's taking it out very quickly in lane number 2 and will be leading by about a body length at the halfway stage. Second place is Hermione Rowe, third Faye McDonough, and fourth is Lara Thompson. Now, if she can bring this back, 13-year-old from Derwentide, this will be a very impressive performance indeed by the swimmer that we're looking at in lane number 2. And there is no sign, no semblance, no reason to believe that she's going to tie up, because everything's looking quite smooth and rhythmical at the moment. And no complications about that stroke. Concerns, of course, coming 2 lanes up from somebody who has been considerably quicker than she. That's Hermione Rowe, but she's still leading at 150 and leading by about a body length and a half. Now, if she can bring this back, she's looking at a huge personal best. Is Jenna Dougal, 13-year-old. Problem is, of course, Hermione Rowe's not going slowly. I don't think she is particularly, but I do think Hermione Rowe's going to make a challenge, and every time I think that, there's a response in kind from Jenna Dougal, and this is a really good swim. It's just some excellent swims this morning, some really outstanding swims, and here comes another from Jenna Dougal of Derwentide. Now, can she bring it back? Hermione Rowe is trying to challenge her, but time is rapidly running out. Pool is rapidly running out. Now, Jenna Dougal's got a 2:49 entry time. We'll scrap that. Consign that to the bin. 2:46. 2:46.17. And Hermione Rowe with 2:48. Oh, 2:46. Now, of course, Hermione Rowe will be thinking, I could probably make the final fairly comfortably anyway, without having to bust a gut. But Jenna Dougal on a 2:49 probably was looking at not making the final tonight. On 2:46 she is. 2:46.17 is our fastest time. And I can see not getting enough from the last 2 heats to beat that. So Jenna Dougal might find herself in the final later today. Certainly giving herself a good chance on a 2:46. On to heat 9. Penultimate heat of the 200 breaststroke. Georgia Hadley, Borough of Stockton in 0. 1 is Molly Green, Kingston upon Hull. Sheffield's Amelie Fenton in 2. Then we have 3 lead swimmers all in a row. Kittiest Hodgson, Martha Bradley, Rebecca Dunn. Sheffield again represented by Charlotte Berry in 6. Jasmine Campbell, Tynemouth in 7. Edith Hodgson, Borough of Kirklees in 8. And lane 9 is Martha Everett of the City of Leeds. Well, look at those Leeds caps, very prominent in 3, 4 and 5. It's Bradley who gets there first, lane 4, while she is on paper 3 seconds quicker than anybody else anyway with a 2:41, so that is not really surprising. What will be surprising if she gets beaten, I think, is more the case. Well, it's a good kind of club gala here for the lead swimmers, because they all know each other and all be trying to race each other, hopefully to quick times. Kittiest Hodgson in 3, Rebecca Dunn in 5. At the moment it's 1, 2, 3. Just trying to break up that triumvirate is Charlotte Berry of City of Sheffield in 6, but certainly leads 1, 2. I think it's leads 1, 2, 3 at the halfway stage. That it is. Martha Bradley, Kittiest Hodgson and Rebecca Dunn with 2:41 and 2:44 and 2:47 entry times. But the quickest on paper is proving the quickest in the pool as well. 2:41 from Martha Bradley. Expected to be a little bit quicker than the others, and so it's proving to be. Starting to pull away. Still Sheffield unable to break up the 1, 2, 3 axis of City of Leeds. I'm going to come back with 50 to go with certainly the winner, and probably 2 and 3 as well. Bradley stops the clock at 150 to 00:56. Yeah, not going to be a PB this morning. but will be a reasonable time. Quite fast of the morning so far is Jenna Dougal, 2:46. Well, she's putting a little bit of effort into the conclusion here, not easing up at all. She easily could, because she knows that final place is secured, but how close can she get to a 2:41? It's not going to be massively outside it, you know. 2:42, 2:43 maybe. Yeah, 2:42.43, which is good, very good. And it is the predicted 1, 2, 3 for the City of Leeds. Emily Fenton getting 4th, and 5th going to Jasmine Campbell, Tynemouth. So 2:42.43, the winning time, and to say not massively outside her best time for Martha Bradley. Abigail Miles of City of Sheffield up next, and she is the only swimmer in the field that has done sub 2:40. And she's in good company, which is Sarah Williams of Borough of Stockton, Daisy Creel-Parr, who's really going through the card today, her 3rd event of the morning in 1. Leah Schlossen, likewise, City of Leeds in 2. Eve Linton, Grimsby in 3. 4 is Abigail Miles of City of Sheffield. 5 is Ella Bainbridge of Cleethorpes. 6, Rebecca Keatley of Middlesbrough. Millie Elliker of Loftus Dolphins. Then 2 12-year-olds in the outside lanes, Molly Green of City of Leeds and Violet Herefield of Middlesbrough. First 50 completed of the final heat of the 200 breaststroke for women, and Millie Elliker of Loftus Dolphins has the first marker laid down, according to that, but again, as you can see, I'm not sure that's correct. Looks to me that Abigail Miles is the leader. I think our 50 splits are causing a few problems at the moment, so we'll ignore those. Let's have a look at what's happening on the screen. And what's happening on the screen, very visibly, quite straightforwardly, is that Abigail Miles is dominating this race at the 50, and she will do likewise at 100. 119, just under the 120 for Abigail. So again, she's not going to go inside her 2:38 this morning, but she'll be home to post the fastest time, which is 2:42 at the moment. That's going to take some doing as well from that split. But second half of the race, very strong for the City of Sheffield swimmer. As you can see, nobody's really getting closer. There's 3 all in a line. Ella Bainbridge, Rebecca Keatley, Millie Elliker, all having their own little race behind, but they're not getting close to the slipstream of Abigail Miles, who is notching up another 50 split when she's in front, and in front by 3 seconds over Elliker, Keatley and Bainbridge. So 2:05. Well, she should be able to probably bring that back to a 2:41 maybe, which would be the quickest time of the morning. Or maybe she can find a little bit more in the tank if she requires to. Doesn't really need to, because this will be good enough to make the final pretty comfortably. Now, looking at the Jenna Dougal time, I think 2:46 will be good enough to make the final later on today. This will be around about 2:44, 2:43.91 for our winner. So not quite as quick as the previous heat, and yeah, I think we can safely say that 2:46 will be good enough from Jenna Dougal of Derwentsside to make that final tonight. Keatley in second, and third place going to Ella Bainbridge. So on to the first of 10 heats of the boys 11 to 14 200 metres individual medley. Only 3 in this. 11-year-old Finn Ripley of Borough of Stockton, Callum Nurse of Grimsby, and Henry Baines of Borough of Stockton. And in terms of their entry times, well, they're very similar. 2:52.03 for Callum, 2:52.28 for Henry Baines, and 2:53.22 for Finn Ripley. Now, in the IM, of course, it all changes quite quickly. So, it won't take as read that the leader at 50 is going to be the leader at 200, because the butterfly to backstroke to breaststroke to freestyle can just change things around a bit. Breaststroke leg in particular, as I always identify, is the lead that, or the leg that can just change things around quite massively. It seems that backstroke leg's not changing things overly. Callum Nurse of Grimsby just about got the lead, but all 3 of them still in contention to win this, with half the race now done. Nurse leads, Ripley in second and third. Third is our swimmer in lane 5, Henry Baines. So, dominant leg as the breaststroke leg, as so often said by your commentator here, and as is proving to be here with Callum Nurse in lane number 4. He's now broken the back of the other 2 swimmers involved in this race, and provided he's got a decent front crawl, and it looks like he has, he should bring this back to victory for the 12-year-old from Grimsby, who is marginally say fastest on paper, but how much inside 2:52 can he get? 2:52 is his entry time. Well, I think 2:52 is going to be consigned to history, or should be, if he just finishes this off, although he is now getting a bit of company from Finn Ripley, who is catching with every single stroke, and it's going to be mighty tight. You might get this. Finn Ripley nearly got that. 4 100ths between the winner and second place. I think Callum might have been taking it a little bit too casually there, thinking that was an easy win. Well, it wasn't easy at all. 4 100ths between the winner and second place. He got it done just. One more stroke and he wouldn't have done, because Finn Ripley was right there. But they've top 2 both done improvements on their entry times. As we move on to heat number 2 of 10. Benjamin Thorpe of Newcastle, Angelo Giannicontini of Gateshead and Wickham, Blake Cooper of Derwentide, Jed Idris of City of Leeds, Luca Fenton of City of Sheffield, Jacob Goodwin of City of Leeds, Tom Jobling of Durham City, Henry Kingdom of Kingston upon Hull, and Logan Price of Stocksbridge. Well, there's not much to separate them time-wise here. 2:49s from Luca Fenton and Jacob Goodwin. All the others either 2:50 or 2:51, so there's likely not going to be a massive amount between them when they conclude this second heat of the 200 IM for 11 to 14-year-olds. Angelo Giannicontini just in front after the butterfly leg, but that will potentially all change, though Contini is holding on the backstroke marginally from Blake Cooper of Derwentide to his left. Our right as we look, and making his move there in lane number 6 is Tom Jobling of Durham City. All 12-year-olds in this race. Still just about Angelo Giannicontini of Gateshead and Wickham. I say just, actually it's about a body length between him and the rest. Oh, it's Blake Cooper, I beg your pardon, Blake Cooper. Derwent side. In 2. Here you go, Blake Hooper of Derwent Side in 2 is our leader, with Angelo Gianni Contini closest to us of those two, but they are very, very close together. And marginally nothing between them, although making the big move on the breaststroke up there in lane number 5 is Jacob Goodwin of City of Leeds, who's really coming through strongly and powering his way through his Henry Kingdom of Kingston upon Hull as well in the outside lane. The breaststroke is starting to sort things out here. It's changed the whole complexion of this race, and we will have a new leader at 150, and that is the swimmer in lane number 5, Jacob Goodwin. Contini says he's the leader. I think Goodwin got there first, but then Contini is coming back very strongly on the freestyle leg in lane number 1. Angelo Gianni Contini of Gateshead and Wickham. He and Jacob Goodwin in a rare old scrap on the freestyle to get first place here. Both of them with very comparable entry times, so there's not much to separate them on that. Not much to separate them in this race either. Is it going to be lane 1? Is it going to be lane 5? It's going to be lane 1. Angelo Gianni Contini gets there first. 2:51.08. I'll make that an improvement. About 0.3 of a second over how he's entered. So well done to him, and well done to Jacob for making a good swim of that. Good race of it, slightly outside his best, but 2:50.38 he will take. So on to heat number 3 of the boys 11 to 14-year-old 200 metres individual medley. Jacob Brown of Harrogate in 0-1 is Reese Blackett of Newcastle. Reese Ridderford of City of Leeds in 2. Thomas Miles, Harrogate 3. Joshua Robinson of Derwent Side in 4. 5 is Benjamin Rogers of Borough Stockton. William Morris of Middlesbrough 6. 7 is Samuel Antrobus of Borough Stockton. Kurush Kodakai of City of Leeds 8, and Tantai Bennett of Harrogate in 9. So first 50 done, butterfly completed for Joshua Robinson of Derwent Side. Second is William Morris. Third is Reese Ridderford. As we saw in the last race, a lot can change when they get onto that breaststroke leg. Backstroke is working very well at the moment for our swimmer in lane number 4. That's Joshua Robinson. And he, along with William Morris, enjoying the backstroke very well. They're going to be very tight together when it comes to that turn, either 4 or 6. See, clock will separate them. Robinson just there ahead of Morris. Antrobus in 3rd, then Ridderford. And who has got the better breaststroke? You might see some people coming through the pack from behind. Or maybe the top 2 will hold their placings, but you can see the swimmer in between them in lane number 5. Benjamin Rogers has got a good breaststroke because he's coming alongside both of them. And also, City of Leeds, Reese Ridderford is starting to make his move through. 3 of them, 4 of them now, pretty much in a line on the breaststroke. This is going to be a very tight one. They've all got 2:44, 2:43 entry times. But that's a terrific leg for the swimmer in lane number 5, Benjamin Rogers, who might well have got himself to the front of the field here from being quite a way back after the backstroke. Ridderford just ahead, but it's marginal. 8/100 between Ridderford and Rogers. Antrobus 4th. Now the sprint finish on the front crawl. And this looks like it's going to be a complete turnaround for Benjamin Rogers. 2:43 entry time. Although William Morris is not letting him have it all his own way. These two are going to go to the wall pretty much together. 15 metres to go. It's going to be quite a scrap between them. And also don't rule out Reese Ridderford either. But those two into the wall together. And Morris gets there by 19/100ths of a second. Great second half of the race for him. 2:40.46. which if his entry time of 2:44 is his best time, that's a 4-second PB for the 12-year-old. Benjamin Rogers at 13 in second, and Ridderford in third, but 2:40.46 compared to a 2:44.88. And that second half of the race, very impressive from William Morris. Heat number 4, Robbie Thompson of Borough Stockton in 0. 1 is James Hodgson of Newcastle. Evan Sawdy of Gateshead and Wickham in 2. 3, Daniel Jackson of Borough of Kirklees. Harvey Pennington of Skipton. 4, Luke McGee, City of Sunderland in 5. 6 is Joseph Pennock, Harrogate. Toby Clausen, who is not in this one. Wasn't in earlier, isn't in this one, so there you go. Scrub him. 8, Joshua Sutcliffe of City of Leeds. And 9, Matthew Atkinson of Borough of Stockton. First 50 done. Thompson, Sawdy, Hodgson is the order after that. But look at the good turn for Robbie Thompson of Borough of Stockton down below us in lane 0. He is second slowest on paper, but they're all around about the same time. There's really nothing between them in terms of their entry time. 2:42, 2:43. Got a couple of 12-year-olds in this, the rest are 13s. And Robbie Thompson entered on 2:43.74. First half of the race belonging to him, although you can just see Harvey Pennington moving up from Skipton in second place. But our leader still is lane 0. Thompson with about a second advantage because that's nothing in an IM. Stroke will see that clear pretty soon. So our leader in 0, just about holding on. But Harvey Pennington's having other ideas in lane number 4 about overhauling Robbie Thompson. Both 13 years of age, both with very little to choose between them on the breaststroke. I think slightly now taking the upper hand is Pennington in 4. On that angle it certainly looks like it. Yeah, he is. By about half a body length into the wall. Pennington from Thompson, from Hodgson. Now back they come, but I think there's still something left in the tank of Robbie Thompson. Borough Stockton. First 2 legs and the last leg look like they're pretty good. This is going to be a fight to the finish between the Skipton and the Borough of Stockton swimmer. And it looks like Harvey Pennington might just get the better of the other 13-year-old. And the others are starting to come back as well. But our winner, I think, now is assured. And it's going to be coming in lane 4. Harvey Pennington with a 2:42 entry time. Well, that will be improved upon here. 2:39.94 for our winner. And that's the first sub 2:40 swim of the morning. Second going to Thompson, held on for second place. And third went James Hodgson of Newcastle. So on to heat number 5 of the 200 IM. One more to come. In fact, 2 more to come after this. No, what I'm saying, we've got 10 in total. Wishing my life away rather quickly. 10 heats in total, so we're not even halfway yet. We'll be at the conclusion of this. George Knowles, City of Leeds. Jacob Davidson, Chestler Street. Thomas Wilkinson of City of Sheffield. Henry Firth of City of Leeds. Elliot Watkins of City of Leeds. Another one from that club, Dominic Matthias in 5. Thomas Bergman, Sheffield City in 6. 7 is Ben Croft of Stocksbridge Derwent sides. Leo White in 8. And Gregor Batley of Alnwick Dolphins in 9. 50 completed by all the swimmers now. Elliot Watkins of Leeds in front. Teammate Dominic Matthias in second place. And his other teammate Henry Firth in third place. So Leeds 1, 2, 3 was at the 50. May not be that way at 100 though on the backstroke, because starting to make his way through. Ben Croft of Stocksbridge in lane number 7. Probably moving up into second place Leeds certainly leading at the moment through Elliot Watkins, or rather through Dominic Matthias. We'll get there first. Here's our 100 split. Watkins. It's Matthias. Sorry about our graphics. I keep you near the wrong leader at 100, but it's definitely lane 5, as you can see. It's Dominic Matthias who's leading, and Ben Croft to Stocksbridge, second place. Third place is Elliot Watkins. And the breaststroke proving to be quite beneficial for our leader in lane number 5. Just wait and see whether Ben Croft, also 13 years of age, can start to make a move through in lane number 7. Not at the moment. He's second place. Well, joint second place, so close to it with Elliot Watkins. Who's going to get there first? Watkins gets there just behind Dominic Matthias. Again, ignore that graphic because lane 5 doesn't even show there, so that's wrong. But we will. That's the problem with our touchpad on lane 5, I think, because our winner is definitely going to come from lane 5. He's going to come from lane 5 emphatically as well. With Dominic Matthias of City of Leeds. 2:39 is entry time. Well, forget about 2:39. He'll be in the low 2:30s here. 2:32, 2:33. 2:33.46, by the way, is what the time is. There you go. Just appearing on your screen. 2:33.46. Now, I've got an entry time of 2:39.70 in for him. So, if that's anything like his best time, that's an improvement of around about 6 seconds. So, yeah, apologies there that for some reason the computer didn't like Dominic very much at all and just wouldn't show his name, but got there in the end. 2:33.46 for our winner, and our emphatic winner at that. More lead swimmers to come. One prominent lead swimmer in the next heat. Fastest in the field by only a tenth of a second, but still there. Benjamin Cross of City of Sheffield, though, is in 0. 1 is Christian Ryan of Tynedale. Luke Clegg of Borough of Kirklees in 2. Adam Tilling of Guysborough in 3. Jack Senior, City of Leeds, 4. Harrison Lee, City of Wakefield, 5. 6 is Daniel Cutter of Richmond Dale. 7, Joshua Royal, Durham City. James Robinson, City of Leeds, is in 8. And 9 is Alfie Maguire of City of Sunderland. Range of ages here. 12 with Alfie Maguire, up to 14 for Tilling Senior, Lee and Cutter. Lee it is who leads at the halfway stage. Actually, no, the first split stage. Harrison Lee, City of Wakefield, first 50 done for him. And he's having a very good first leg and also a very good second part of his IM. The backstroke working for him, but also working particularly well at the top of your screen for James Robinson of the City of Leeds, who's coming right back at him. Jack Senior in lane 4, not too far away, and also joining him is Adam Tilling of Guysborough. But lane 5, Harrison Lee will still be leading at the halfway stage, only marginally though from James Robinson of Leeds. Jack Senior in 3rd place, and then it's Adam Tilling. Now the breaststroke leg. Who's going to get sorted out here? Who's going to show their prowess on the breaststroke? At the moment, it is Harrison Lee of Wakefield, not letting that lead go. And knows who his closest adversary is now. Can see him out of the corner of his eye. It's Jack Senior, City of Leeds, in the adjoining lane. Won't be able to see James Robinson at the top because he's too far out of his picture, but certainly Harrison Lee and Jack Senior know each other's strengths and race each other very well, and they're going to go into the wall. Virtually identical times. How much is there between them? Well, less than a second between Lee and Ryan. Lee is still just about holding on as he did at the 100. He is at the 150, but the challenge is coming, and it's coming right now from Jack Senior in lane 4, and Senior goes to the front of the field with 25 to go. Leeds certainly doesn't want to get headed here and is coming right back at the City of Leeds swimmer. They are stroke for stroke, but I think the Leeds swimmer probably has just about enough to hold him off, but has he? They're going to come into the wall absolutely together, and this is going to be a scrap. 19 100ths between Harrison Lee and Jack Senior in the end, both into the 2:33s. And according to their entry times, 2:36 is where they've been prior to today, so that's an improvement. And Tilling with a 2:35, where he's a 2:36 boy prior to today as well. So top three all having an improvement. Though we have a DQ. Harrison Lee has been DQ'd. Harrison Lee, our winner, doesn't have a time because he has got the DQ beside his name. So our winner of that is Jack Senior. Heat number 7 of the 200 IM. I'll give you the list once they're all in. I think they're all on their blocks. Yeah, all 9, all 10. So Jack Ridley is in 0. 1 is Jack Weldon of Richmond Dale. 2 is Oliver Carr, Darlington. 3 is Cohen Stevenson, Doncaster Darts. Finley Williams of City of Leeds in 4. Matthew Slater, North Tyneside 5. Lewis Baker, City of Sheffield 6. Dominic Anderson, Morpeth 7. Harrison Nyland of Rotherham Metro in 8. And Charlie Broom of City of Leeds in 9. All coming towards the conclusion of the 50 butterfly part of the 200 IM. Our leader is in lane number 2, Oliver Carr of Darlington. Cohen Stevenson of Doncaster Darts right up there, and so too is Matthew Slater. This could be quite a tight one because, again, in terms of their entry times, very little to separate, say, the centre 4 lanes. And that's the way it's looking here on the backstroke. 3 of them pretty much together. Look at lanes 3, 4 and 5 here. Cohen Stevenson, Finley Williams, Matthew Slater. All not quite in a line, bit of an echelon, but not much of one between our leader in 3. That's Cohen Stevenson. And 4 is Finley Williams. 5 is Matthew Slater. They'll be the 1, 2, 3. Ashton Island just sneaking in lane 8 to get 3rd place. Rotherham Metro, one of the improving Rotherham swimmers to watch out for. At the top of our picture, we won't always see him out of the corner of our eye, but he's back in 4th at the moment. The breaststroke leg is working quite well for both Nicholson, for Stevenson and for Williams. And for Slater as well. Slater coming through North Tyneside. He's up there in 5. But 3, 4 and 5 still fairly close together. 3 and 4 certainly very close together. Doncaster Darts, Cohen Stevenson, Finley Williams just getting to the front of the field with 50 to go. Onto the freestyle leg for Stevenson. Has about 8 100ths over Slater, then Carr, then Anson and Nyland. Fight to the finish over the last 50 between lanes 3 and 4. This could be quite a scrap. Stevenson and Doncaster, 13-year-old, 14-year-old Finley Williams. 13-year-old getting the better of him at the moment. Carl Stevenson with a 2:34 entry time. Looking like he's got this one nailed. Don't see the lead swimmer catching him now. No, over a body length advantage. And Carl Stevenson with a 2:34 is going to be around the 2:30s here. 2:30.37 is where he is. 2:30.37. And again, I think another sizable improvement for the 13-year-old from Doncaster. Finley Williams in 2nd place. Still well inside his 2:33 entry time. And 3rd is Oliver Carr of Darlington. So to the cyclically seeded heats. 8, 9 and 10. And heat 8 contains the following names, just making sure they're all there. We have a vacant lane in lane number 8. So everybody else there. Thomas McDermott of Middlesbrough. Jacob Elwell of Borough of Stockton. Blaine Underwood of Doncaster Darts. Harry Nicholson, Chester Street. Adam Barrett of Gateshead and Wickham. Ben Shelton, City of Leeds. Harry Milner, City of Leeds. Arthur Llewellyn, Borough of Stockton. Brandon Cartwright, Borough of Kirklees is Scratch, and Morgan Swirls of Derwenside. So there you go. That's your 9 participants with the 1 missing. Lane 5, Ben Shelton's had a good first 50 and a good first 75 as well. Onto the backstroke leg, and he's got about a 2 body length advantage over Adam Barrett, who's just ahead of Harry Nicholson, but not by a great deal. But a very positive first 100 here from the City of Leeds swimmer in lane number 5, Ben Shelton. Coming back to him a little bit now is Adam Barrett of Gateshead and Wickham. But Shelton leads from Barrett by about 1.4. Probably won't be that after the breaststroke leg, because I know that Adam Barrett has a very good breaststroke here, and he's probably going to catch up on the lead swimmer a little bit here. In fact, he's going to overtake him on the breaststroke leg, because it's very much one of his stronger strokes. Adam Barrett does the individual as well. Starting to move clear now. Here's Barrett. It's about a second quicker on the entry time than is the lead swimmer. But there's not a great deal still between them. 50 working certainly to the benefit of the Gateshead and Wickham swimmer, who's probably turned that body length disadvantage into a body length advantage with 50 to go. Barrett from Shelton, Llewellyn, Borough Stockton in third place. And then comes Jacob Elwell of Borough of Stockton. But our winner, I think, is now, there's a bit of a procession for our winner, though Ben Shelton's not going to let him go too much. In fact, if anything, Ben Shelton's starting to catch him on the freestyle. This could be a very, very tight finish between the two of them, because Shelton is catching him, but not catching him quickly enough. And Adam Barrett will get there. 2:23.68, so not massively outside his entry time. Shelton may be just a bit outside too, but only marginally. They're both quite close. Still not as quick as the previous heat from Stevenson, though. 2:30. Morgan Swells, by the way, was DQ'd in that, in lane 9. Heat number 9. Egan Fothergill of Team Jorvik. Jack Wood of Grimsby. Martin Smith of Borough of Kirklees. Mason Bland of Kingston upon Hull. Emilio Henigua Gutierrez of City of Leeds in 4. Thomas English of Chester Street 5. 6 is William Baines of Stockton. Toby Mayfield of York City in 7. Lewis Ainley of Leeds in 8. And Callum Smart of Borough Barnsley in lane number 9. Well, Emilio has a 2:21 entry time, so should be the class act of this field. The first 50, though, he's second behind William Baines of Borough of Stockton. And as you know, the IM changes complexion rapidly. So not always from the butterfly and backstroke legs, but when they get onto the breaststroke legs, things may start to alter just a little bit. William Baines having a really good swim up there in lane number 6. Thomas English likewise in lane 5. And Emilio Penigua Gutierrez of City of Leeds is in third place as they go in, but it's very tight. Look at this, 4 of them almost in a line as they go into the turn for the breaststroke. Baines, English and Penigua Gutierrez are separated by 0.06 of a second, more or less. 1, 2 and 3. Nothing really to choose. Now onto the breaststroke leg. And you can see the 14-year-old from Leeds really enjoying this part of the IM, because he is really stroking through here. He was right alongside the other two. He isn't anymore. He's got a bit of daylight, clear water between himself and William Baines of Borough of Stockton in 6. The only one who's really going with him now. Thomas English has just slipped back, but English has got a good freestyle leg. He's good enough to catch our leader over the last 50. He's got a big advantage now. He's entered on a 2:21, so he is a couple of seconds quicker than everybody else in this field anyway, so it's not really surprising to see him go, but 2:23.6 was the time in the previous heat. You want to get well inside that. He will be well inside that. Now his entry time is 2:21. I think he's not going to be a million miles outside that here. 2:21. I think he's going to be right on it. In fact, 2:21, 2:21, 2:21, 2:21, 2:21. Ha, there you go. 2:21.3. 2:21.3, which I make a personal best, if that's correct. 2:21.3 compared to 2:21.7. So that may well be a improvement by Emilio at winning time. William Baines. So 227, 224, so everybody going seemingly in the right direction. So we arrive at the final heat, heat number 10 of the 200 IM for boys, and he's back for more. Ryan Zhao, Gateshead and Wickham. Other names in the field: Jacob Grierson of Borough of Kirklees, Thomas Plant, Harrogate, Nathan Bunkle of Harrogate, Thomas Scholarfield of York City, Barnaby Howarth Osborne of Sheffield City, Cameron Green of City of Bradford, Elliot Best of Newcastle, Roman Wallace of Borough of Barnsley, and Lucas Walligora of Harrogate. Ryan Zhao, it's on a 2:20.30. He should be the class act of this field. He's had a couple of swims already this morning, but rather than repeat what I said earlier on, just look for yourself at just how streamlined everything is. Everything seems to work like clockwork. I see some others behind him working a lot harder than he does, but nice height in the water, making sure there's the least amount of resistance, making sure that probably floats on the top, and already you can see massive advantage. He has, to me, I don't actually see he's got any deficiencies in any of the strokes. His breaststroke is strong, brings it back strongly on the freestyle. He's going to be a very hard man to beat in this later on today. Emilio looks to be in particularly good form. Zhao won't need to bust a gut this morning. Won't be, I don't think, 2:20, but he's certainly going to put together a decent time here. May well have seen the 2:21, thinking, I don't want to be too far behind that. Already in lane 4 for one of his finals. Would like to be there again. Barnaby Howarth Osborne and Cameron Green are the nearest to him, but they're quite a long way back in lanes 5 and 6. This is really about Ryan Zhao against the clock. 1:47 at the turn, 1:46.63 at the turn. So on to the freestyle leg he goes. Let's just see how sprint out this heat is. Ryan Zhao has got edge about 3 seconds quicker than everybody else, and everybody else has got about 2 or 3 seconds differential between themselves, but this is good from Zhao. Now I'll be looking for a 2:20. Oh, do you know what? I thought he wasn't going to go 2:20. He's going to go well inside 2:20 here. How ridiculous. 2:18.05. I didn't think he was going to go that quickly this morning, but 2:18.05 just shows what I know. Not a lot. 2:18.05. Howarth Osborne with 2:22. Well, he's entered on 2:23, but goodness me, that's quick. Goodness me, that's quick. 2:18? Heaven's sake. 2:18.05. I say entered on 2:20. I think he's probably been quicker than 2:20, but I'm sure he has. But entered on 2:20. Well, if he's doing 2:18 this morning, I wonder what he can do later on today. That's very interesting. Very interesting indeed. 2:18.05. 3 seconds quicker than anybody else. 2:21. Emilio Penigua Gutierrez went in the previous one. 2:18. Whew. 2:18. Impressed by that for a heat swim. Right, on to our next event, 11 heats of. Last women's event of the morning, last girls' event of the morning, before we get on to the last boys' event. And we turn our attention to the other end of the pool for the 50s. 50 backstroke. So the splash and dash come quickly. I'll give you all the names here because I've got time to do, but later on maybe not. Isabel Shearing of City of Sheffield, Jessica Riley, Harrogate, and Eva Clapperton of Tynemouth. I'll give you the clubs when we get to the bigger fields. But Jessica Riley of Harrogate, that's on 37.20. Well, she is dominating this. They've all got pretty similar entry times, but she's going to win this quite comfortably. Well, 37 it's not going to be. 35 more like. 35.31 for our winner. So for the 12-year-old, that's a nice chunk taken out of her personal best. 35.31. So again, when we get to the 50s, I tend to just give you the clubs because I haven't got time to give you names and clubs. Now we seem to... No, everybody seems to be there, I think. Just checking there's no empty lanes. Yep, everybody there, so good. Give you the 0 to 8. Swimmers from North Lincolnshire, Doncaster Darts, City of Sheffield, City of Leeds, Hartlepool, Derwent, another City of Leeds, Doncaster Darts, and Chester Le Street. So to the centre lanes we look. Now these are obviously very even. Oh, well, I say that. Look at the outside lane. Lydia Hall's had a flyer from Chester Le Street in lane number 8. Now she can hold on to this till the end. It'd be quite an impressive one. Monica Navarro, City of Sheffield's going well, but certainly my attention was drawn to the outside smoker, 12-year-old Lydia Hall with a 37.03. Now, can she hold on to this right until the end? She's going to, you know. She's going to get there first. Brilliant stuff. 35.71. Job done very well indeed by Lydia Hall in lane number 8. Second is Erin Russell, and third is Monica Navarro. So 35.71. I make it that's also about a 1.3 improvement on her entry time. Heat number 3. These are the clubs represented. All of them in. Tynemouth, Newcastle, Hartlepool, Borough Stockton, Borough of Kirklees, City of Leeds, Doncaster Darts, City of Leeds again, and 2 from Skipton in the outside lanes. And it is the City of Leeds cap of Lauren Smith, and also Kay Fenton of Skipton, who've had good starts. And down below us, Lois Hickson of Loftus Dolphins as well, and she looks to have the lead as they come towards the 35-metre mark. Lois Hickson of Loftus Dolphins with 35.72 is powering her way through. Can't see anybody getting close to her. She's going to win this by about a body length. Whoa! In the end, lane 1. Sorry, I was calling the wrong race. There's Emily Hutchinson, 34.43 in lane number 1. And she gets up by a couple of seconds. Lois Hickson's in the next one, by the way. So that's what I was getting confusion. So our winner, 34.43 for Emily Hutchinson. Second place at the top for Kay Fenton, and third for Philippa Bromley. Heat 4, Rotherham, City of Leeds, Loftus Dolphins, Harrogate, Richmond Dale, City of Bradford, Gateshead and Wickham, York City, City of Sunderland and Tynemouth all have swimmers in here. And up in lane number 6, absolute flyer for Katrina Ho of Gateshead and Wickham. Now coming back very quickly though, in lane number 2 is Lois Hickson, and also in lane number 4 Holly Simeon of Richmond Dale. Richmond Dale may get there first, or it might be Gracie Beaumont. Very close, and just Holly Simeon with 35.03, and again compared to her entry time, that's just over half a second improvement. 35.03, second fastest, because Hutchinson went 34.43 in the previous heat. Heat 5, York City, Borough Stockton, Tadcaster, 3 from Leeds, Rotherham, Metro, Borough Barnsley, Borough of Kirklees, and North Allerton. Well, this is pretty much an even spread, though. Just making some moves at the top of your picture. In lane number 6 is Lucy Ellis. Lucy Ellis and Edith Hodgson of Borough of Kirklees going well, and down in the centre lanes are the 2 lead swimmers, but it looks like top of the picture, possibly even down the bottom in lane number 1. Chloe Ward will get there first in a 34.39. So again, she's into the 34s for the first time as far as we're aware. And second place to Gregory, and then joint third is up now. Third is Hodgson, 35.22. So Gregory in second, outside lanes, getting it this time. Middlesbrough, City of Sheffield, Stocksbridge, Kirklees, Stockton, 2 from Newcastle, Kirklees, Leeds and Richmond Dale is where these swimmers originate from in terms of their clubs anyway. And again, look at this swimmer in lane number 1, Sophie Bromley, City of Sheffield, and she is leading the way. Unless somebody at the top of the picture can catch her, she has had the best start at 25 and still leading at 35. They are starting to edge their way back towards her, but I think this is going to be about Sophie Bromley, City of Sheffield, the 12-year-old in lane number 1, and she will take it quite comfortably in the end too. 33.84. That's a massive improvement. 35.2 to 33.8 for our winner, who was never headed from the off. She was leading when I first saw them at 15, and pretty much still in control of that at 50. So good swim, and fastest of the morning, first sub 34 swim of the morning. Heat number 7. We are lacking lane 3. Otherwise, everybody there. Derwentshire, Rotherham Metro, North Lincolnshire, Ashington, City of Leeds, Harrogate, City of Bradford, Guisborough and Harrogate. Now this is much, much tighter. Look at the far side of the pool for where the leader and winner potentially comes from here. Macy Down of City of Bradford's had a very good first 25 down below us. Olivia Martin's going well, the 12-year-old from North Lincolnshire as well. She's coming very, very strongly. It's a little bit of a ragged stroke, but I tell you what, she's getting the job done, and the 12-year-old might power her way through to win this too, and she is going to do that in lane number 2. Well, she's entered a 34.65. She wins in a 34.64. Olivia Martin. It's an awful lot of stuff going on there with those arms and those legs, but she gets the job done. She got there before everybody else, and she's 12, and there's a lot of 13 and 14-year-olds in that field as well. So well done to Olivia with a 34.64. Not the quickest of the morning. That's Sophie Bromley, but there's a chance of getting towards that final. There's some big names and some big times yet to come. All in for this one. Leeds, Grimsby, Kingston upon Hull, Harrogate, City of Leeds, Borough of Kirklees, Harrogate, York City, Grimsby and Newcastle is where we'll find these from. And Charlotte Denise of York City caught my eye with that orange cap at the top of the picture. So too is Isabel Schimmels of Kingston upon Hull in 2. I just wonder whether the York City swimmer can keep going here. Charlotte Denise with a 34.46. Looks like she might be able to. That's starting to come back to her, but I think it's going to be just Denise. No, Schimmels. Well, we'll see. They're going to change this around. No, Denise does get it. 34.12. My eyes did not deceive me. I thought it was Denise, and it is. It is Denise. 34.12. Winner. Still not sub 34. We've only had one of those swims so far. That came from Sophie Bromley of Sheffield. But we are into the cyclically seeded heats now, so we should see plenty of those. Should see some in the 32s. Bradford, Northallerton, Morpeth, Kingston upon Hull, City of Sheffield, Tynemouth, Weir Valley, City of Sheffield, Tynemouth and Cleethorpes is where these swimmers come from. Amy Heron of Tynemouth's had a very good first 25. She'll know that Annabelle Wilkinson won't be too far away from her, but at the moment she's not catching her. Lane 5, Amy Heron, Annabelle Wilkinson. They are starting to come back in a line now. Isabel Hextall, Rosie Smith, all in there, but the blue cap just in front, and she's going to get there all the way. Amy Heron's going to take this, and does, in 32.85. That's our winning time. Annabelle not quite on form, doesn't get a time. She comes in third there. Hextall in second. Wilkinson in third. Winning time 32.85, so that's our quickest. First sub 33 swim of the morning. Or afternoon it is now. 25 past 12. Penultimate heat of the 50 backstroke for girls, 11 to 14. And all 10 are there. Representing the following clubs: Durham City, Borough Stockton, City of Leeds, Loftus Dolphins, Tadcaster, Darlington, Middlesbrough, Newcastle, Tynemouth and Derwentside. Fastest in the field should be Abigail Parkinson of Tadcaster. At the moment she is very close to the front of the field, though she's got some competition from Lucy Headley and Anna O'Brien on the far side. Anna O'Brien particularly going well for Newcastle in lane number 7. At the moment at the head of the field, though, coming through now quite strongly in lane number 4 to take it is Abigail Parkinson. Oh, what a glide. Oh, that was a glide and a half. Didn't quite get that. Dear, she didn't quite get that finish right, but nonetheless she still won it. I think she lost count of how many strokes there, because all of a sudden it was like, I thought the wall was there. Oh, there it is. But she wins. 32.35. I think there might be a bit of work to do on that for her later on today if she makes the final. She should with that time. I'm sure she has made it with that time. That was not the greatest of finishes. Last heat of the women's events this morning. Heat number 11 of the 50 back. And every lane occupied. City of Sunderland, Newcastle, Kingston upon Hull, Gateshead and Wickham, Tynemouth, Leeds, Bradford, Skipton, Tynemouth, City of Sheffield. Now, Amelia Robinson should be the class act in this field. She's in lane number 4. Now, here she comes. Yeah, I was waiting for her to make a move, and now she's making that move. And when they're trying to flank her either side, Alex McGill and Ella Cooper, I don't think they're going to catch her, because I think she's got way too much for them. She'll probably win this by about half a body length in the end, maybe even a full body length. She's certainly going to win it, and she'll stop the clock at 32.27. Much better finish from her. 32.27, and fastest time of the morning by 8 100ths. 32.27 for our winner. Ella Cooper in second place for Leeds, and third place to Lucy Curran. So 9 heats of the boys 50 butterfly. So again, I'll give you clubs only. Leeds, Grimsby, Tynemouth, 2 from Borough of Kirklees and 1 from Middlesbrough. Now, their times are all very, very similar, all in the 35 range. We need somebody to break out of that pack and do a 34, maybe even do a 33 potentially. Rory Bryant of Borough of Kirklees looks the most likely to do that at this stage. So Isaac Buchanan on the outside is starting to make his move through, but it looks like it's going to be Rory Bryant of Borough of Kirklees potentially getting there first. And he will get there now in 35.24. So head in the right direction from his point of view. 35.24 for Rory Bryant. Second is Kurush Kurdakar. And third place to Isaac Buchanan. All 12 and 11-year-olds here. An equal spread of both, actually. Stockton, Derwentside, Harrogate, Newcastle, Harrogate again, Whitby, another Harrogate, Grimsby and 2 from Leeds is where these swimmers are from, club-wise. Lane number 5 is what I'm looking at now, and potentially could provide us with the winner, Henry Cornforth of Whitby. Going very well in lane number 5. It looks like he's going to head everybody else. I don't think anybody's going to catch the swimmer in lane number 5, 12-year-old. 34.90 is his best time prior to today, and 33.62 is a nice Personal best for our winner, if indeed that is the case, 33.62. So into the 33s for the first time, Henry. And that's a decent time. Heat 3, Newcastle, Doncaster Darts, Derwent-side, Hartlepool, Chester Street, Gateshead and Wickham, Durham City, Hartlepool, City of Leeds and Derwent-side. Those are the clubs with swimmers represented in this one. Let me look at lane number 2. Joshua Robinson of Derwent-side had a very good start, but so too on the far side of the pool, Joshua Parker of Hartlepool, who looks to be trying to bring everybody else home here and may well be doing so. He's got a 34.08, but tell you what, from that angle, looks like he's got this race pretty much nailed. It's going to be close on the touch, but I think he's got there first. Oh, no, just got there. Parker just got there with a 33.43. That'll be the best he's done, and the best so far today as well. Second place to Robinson. That was tight. 4.3 compared to 5.4, so only 11 100ths between 1 and 2. I thought maybe on the touch Robinson might get there, but Parker just holding on for the quickest time of the afternoon so far. Heat 4 of 9. Another vacant lane. Lane 7, not there. Rotherham Metro, Stockbridge, Harrogate, City of Leeds, Borough Stockton, Sheffield City, Middlesbrough, City of Sunderland and York City all have swimmers involved in this race. And most prominent seems to be 5 and 6. Bergman and Morris going very well. Also down below us in 0 is Harrison Nyland. Is that winner going to come from 5, or is it going to come from 6, or possibly even 3 with a late finish here from James Robinson? Robinson's, tight. Nyland getting it just ahead of Robinson. And Nyland 32.48. 32.48 for our winner. It's our first sub-33 swim. 32.48 for the Rotherham Metro swimmer, just beating out James Robinson of Leeds into second place. Not until the cyclically seeded yet. Will be from Heat 7. This one, though, has Hartlepool, Sheffield, Leeds, Kirklees, Bradford, Sunderland, Harrogate, Ashington, Gateshead and Wickham, and Borough of Stockton. So centre lanes looking prominent. Also lane 2 with Joshua Sutcliffe of City of Leeds. Had a good start. Rowan Sheriff, Alfie Maguire, all in the mix here to win it. But it might be the City of Leeds swimmer Joshua Sutcliffe in 2 who gets there first. He's being flanked, though, by Finlay Allman of City of Sheffield. And Sutcliffe just gets there ahead of him, I think, because they haven't given a time for our swimmer in lane 1. Yeah, he gets second place. Sutcliffe is our winner, 31.80. Again, that's inside his entry time of 32.6. And Finlay Allman with a 32.03. So again, that's 3/4 of a second quicker than we got him down as. First sub 32. We show a whole load of sub-32s now, because all the swimmers have done that, apart from one. And we go into the cyclically seeded 3 heats, 6, 7 and 8. How should we do? 7, 8 and 9, it's at the cyclically seeded, but all the swimmers have been sub-32 here, bar 1. We have no lane 1. Everybody there, apart from him. Richmond, South Tyneside, Chapeltown, Borough Kirklees, City of Wakefield, 2 from Stocksbridge, Doncaster Darts and Harrogate. Lane 2, Ewan Jenkins, the South Tyneside, doing well. Far side of the pool. Luckily, Iqbal in 6 at the front of the field, being pushed all the way by Ben Croft. This is a very, very open race indeed. It could be about 4 or 5 of them all going to the wall together. It's going to be lane 2 surely. Ewan Jenkins gets there first, 30.83. And I certainly haven't got time down for him that's been sub 51 before. So 30.83 for our winner. So we've gone from our first sub 32 swim to our first sub 31 swim. 30.83 for our winner. Now we're into the cyclically seeded heats. Swimmers who've been sub 30 coming up. Gateshead and Wickham, Stockton, Kirklees, Gateshead and Wickham, Leeds 2, Bradford, Team Jorvik, Tadcaster and Ashington, which you don't have anybody in lane number 2, but all the other lanes are occupied. Centre lane, Ben Shelton of City of Leeds, Minigua Gutierrez, teammate. The 2 Leeds boys go stroke for stroke, but it probably is going to be, looks like it's going to be Ben Shelton to get to the wall before his teammate, and he does in 28.72. So he's entered on a 28.75, so it looks like it might well be a marginal improvement on his best time. Minigua Gutierrez, 28.87. And third place to Adam Strickland, 29.26. Well, he's down as a 29.54, so you're all heading in the right direction on that one. Barnsley, Derwentide, Sunderland, Newcastle, Chester Street, Tynemouth, City of Leeds, Darlington, Jorvik and York City. That's where these swimmers come from. And centre lane is where you tend to look on the cyclically seeded. It's the right thing to do right now because lane number 5, Daniel Morris looking very good. Morris, I think, is going to come through and take this one. I don't think anybody's going to head him, despite the fact that there's some fast finishers, but looks like lane 5 is going to get to the wall before everybody else, and does. 29.56 for the timer swing. He's been quicker than that, but that will do for this morning. Not quite as quick as the previous one, but anything sub 30 is more than likely going to get you in the final. Elliot Best in second, and Kenneth Juan in third. Kenneth Juan, I think, might well have done a PB there. 30.32 entry time, 30.14 is winning his third place time. And we've arrived at the final event of the morning stroke afternoon session. Heat number 9 of the 50 butterfly. Fastest time from Ben Shelton, 28.72 so far. North Tyneside, City of Leeds, Morpeth, Rotherham, Chester Street, Barnsley, Kirklees, Middlesbrough, Stockton and Doxton Darts. All in here, well, there would be. We've absentee in lane 3. But it's not there. We're looking at Thomas English of Chester Street in lane number 4, being pushed all the way by Callum Smart of Barnsley in 5 and by Brodie Clark of Kirklees in 6. All 3 of them in a line. It may well be lane 5. Callum Smart of Barnsley is going to get to the wall first, and he does in 28.43. Well, that looks like another improvement for the 14-year-old from Barnsley. 28.43 compared to a 28.76. Second place to Brodie Clark, and Thomas English getting third. So fastest time of the morning in the 50 butterfly coming from the Barnsley swimmer in lane number 5. No DQs in that one. So that's all done and dusted, all wrapped up for the morning. All of the morning session is completed. So we'll be back for the afternoon session later on. Thank you for your company this morning. Hope you've enjoyed it. We've had some really good swims. A lot of PBs this morning, a lot of exceptional swims and a lot of real talent to look forward to from the future and for the future. We'll be back later on this afternoon at 3:30 for the final session. From all the team here at the John Charles Centre in Leeds, thank you for your company, and we'll catch up with you on YouTube later. Bye-bye.